The TribLive High School Sports Network is your home for high school sports. We broadcast over 2,000 high school sporting events each year, over 15 sports, and across 10 counties. Visit us online at hssn.triblive.com and find the latest in high school sports news, along with live and archive broadcasts, scores, stats, standings, and more, including premium shows live from the Excella Health Studios. TribLive High School Sports Network, the official video and audio streaming network of the WPIAL.
The final Friday night in August brings us to Turtle Creek, Pennsylvania. The Wolvarena George Novak Field, the site for this Class 6A matchup between the Pittsburgh Central Catholic Vikings and the Seneca Valley Raiders. Good evening and welcome to 2018 WPIAL High School football coverage here on the TribLive High School Sports Network alongside Greg Finley, Matt Vandriak with you here tonight. Greg, talk about last week first. Both of these teams coming in off of victories, but before we discuss the results of last week, one big playmaker for one of these teams not going to be on the field tonight.
Yeah, no Gabe Lawson tonight for Seneca Valley, and he had a really good week last week. 12 of 14 passing, 188 yards, 3 touchdown passes, one touchdown on the ground. He had 7 carries for 65 yards. A very athletic quarterback, his coach calls him. He's out tonight. It'll be Caden Smithco getting his first start for varsity tonight.
Yeah, Caden Smithco, the junior, going to step under center. We had a chance to talk a little bit to Ron Butchley before the game, and he said that last week Lawson sustained a shoulder injury. He feels that it's not worth the risk to have him play tonight. He's in it for the long haul, feels it's better for his starting quarterback, Gabe Lawson, to take the week to recover and have him for the remainder of the season. But he feels confident with Caden Smithco stepping in tonight. Though he's not the athlete that Gabe Lawson is, pretty much the description that Ron Butchley gave us, Caden Smithco is very scrappy. He might not be as athletic as the predecessor, but he's also the kind of guy who's not afraid to get in your face. He's not going to shy away from tackles, and as Coach Butchley said, he'll fight you in an alley if he has to.
And he's got some good weapons to throw the football to. Josh McLean, Luke Smith, 2 wide receivers that made impact in the game last week in a 30-6 win against Erie McDowell. McLean had a 45-yard touchdown and a 5-yard touchdown. Smith had a 21-yard touchdown. Talked to Coach earlier in the week, said he's happy to be 1-0 after Friday night's game. Protected the quarterback well, although his quarterback is out tonight. But that's going to be the key again. He said the offensive line, this is your job. You have to protect the quarterback, especially with the starter out tonight.
And that's one area where Seneca Valley is strong. They bring 3 starters back on an offensive line that averages nearly 280 pounds. Jake Stebbins also on the offensive and defensive side. You mentioned last week's numbers. Stebbins, the tight end, 4 catches for 101 yards in that game. He's also an Ivy League linebacker recruit, and he leads a strong linebacking group along with Sage Lay, who has a Division I scholarship offer from Nevada. This Seneca Valley team, though, without their starting quarterback, going to be up against a tough Central Catholic Vikings defense. Linebackers Max Sinceri and Luke Harris, they're going to be called upon to lead the way this year. Defensive lineman Amir Allen, defensive back Kairos Thorpe, all juniors, but all expected to do a lot. And this is a Central Catholic team, and we talk about streaks that snapped the longest winning streak in the state of Pennsylvania, winning 24-21 here at the Wolvarena last Friday night over Erie Cathedral Prep, snapping that 28-game winning streak for the Ramblers.
It was a big field goal made by John Opalco, made it 24-14. Then Cathedral Prep got a touchdown, made it 24-21 with 25 seconds left to go. Game ended 24-21, Pittsburgh Central Catholic escaping. And now they go up against the Seneca Valley team that put up 30 points last week. It's going to be a challenge, and that's what Coach told us today when we talked to him.
When we talked to Terry Totten, we asked the question, we might not have Will Farrell, but Central Catholic going old school. They went smash mouth style last week, running the ball 42 times against Erie Cathedral Prep. 28 of those carries coming in the second half. 7 different ball carries for the Vikings, ran for a team total of 140 yards. And quarterback Dom Pito had a nice night as well. He threw for 122 yards, 2 touchdowns in the win. Receiver Gavin Thompson leading the way, 3 catches for 99 yards and a touchdown. Central Catholic looking for their 6th straight appearance in the WPIAL Championship, but they bring back only 5 starters from last year's team. 3 of those guys, though, have already received offers to play college football. Cornerback Dom Dodson has an offer from Columbia. Defensive end Brian Dallas offers from Kent State and Toledo of the Mid-American Conference, and Gavin Thompson from Army, Bucknell, and Columbia. The rest of this team, though, a very junior-heavy roster.
And you got to remember Gus Sinceri, the linebacker. cousin is Tino Sinceri, former Pitt quarterback, former Central Catholic quarterback. So the Sinceri family continue to bring in the guys to play here for this football team. But, yeah, and then you talk about A.J. Beatty, too, on that linebacker core. He's also the tight end that had 2 touchdowns last week against Erie Cathedral Prep.
Mentioned Central Catholic looking for their 6th straight appearance in the WPIAL Championship. They won the Quad A title in 2013 and 2015, the inaugural Class 6A title over Seneca Valley in 2016. The Vikings were Quad A runners-up in 2014 and 6A runners-up to Pine Richland last season. This matchup between these two schools has been very one-sided. Central Catholic winning last year's battle 28-20 at Highmark Stadium. They've also won the past 5 regular season meetings, as well as that inaugural 6A championship in 2016 by the combined count of 237-55, or an average score of 40-9. The last Seneca Valley win coming on a Thursday night at Next Tier Stadium back in 2012 by the count of 34-7. Central Catholic will receive the football. The home team will move right to left to get this one underway. Return men for Central Catholic, Gavin Thompson and Luke Robeson. Kicking it off left to right, Seneca Valley. The visitors in the road whites with the blue and black trim. And lining up to send this one away will be Seth Winters. As we prepare to get underway on a very hot and sticky night here in Turtle Creek, game time temperatures 82 degrees. It feels like it's 106, Craig. Lining it up and kicking it off. Winters right foots it to the near sideline, and this one is going to drive the up man back to the 20-yard line. It's Ryan Wharton. Wharton cuts across the 25, across the 30, out to the 32-yard line, where he's brought down by a couple of Raiders on the play. As making the tackle for Seneca Valley there was Josh Miller. And here comes Central Catholic on the start from their own 33-yard line. Greg, your starting lineup for the Central Catholic Vikings underneath of head coach Terry Totten.
You got Dominic Pito as the starting quarterback tonight. You're going to see a couple of different running backs with Kairos Thorpe, Fashawn Penix, Kenneth Blake, John O'Rourke. Wide receivers are Marciana and Luke Robeson, Gavin Thompson as well at the front line. Liam Kearney, Matt Altsman, Carter Santos, Mike DeLuca, and Connor Rust.
Central Catholic with the ball first, and we see to the line under center, Dom Pito, 2 backs behind him. And a little bit of movement on the Viking side, going to cost them 5 as the fullback, John O'Rourke, got a little bit antsy before the play. Fullbacks like to hit people. O'Rourke wanted to hit somebody before the whistle. It's going to cost Central Catholic 5.
He didn't wait for Pito to get the football. He was ready to hit somebody at the front of the line immediately, and can't do that until they snap the ball.
Talked about the Central Catholic team, Greg. The past 5 seasons, the Vikings 65-9 with 3 WPIAL championships and 1 PIAA state title in 2015. So the accolades are there, but as we mentioned, a lot of talent lost to graduation, only 5 starters back, a junior-heavy team, but as Terry Totten said, the expectations are still the same. He doesn't want his guys thinking that they're riding a high horse despite that big win over Erie Cathedral Prep last week. 1st and 15 now from the 27. High backs behind Pito. Toss sweep going to the right side. Kenneth Blake dives across the 30 and out to the 33-yard line before being tripped up on the play by Evan Smith. One of the rotation of backs we'll see will be Kenneth Blake, the sophomore, at 6'1", 165. And we mentioned last week, Greg, 7 different ball carriers on 42 rushes for the Vikings in that win over ECP.
Yeah, they like to run the football a lot. However, Pito still threw 2 touchdowns in the game, so they just like to mix it up, but we should see a run heavy here.
Bad snap. Pito trying to make something out of nothing. Drops back and throws to the near sideline. Closest Viking to the play was Gavin Thompson. As Seneca Valley on that bad snap, we saw Josh McLean all over the quarterback. And 3 snaps so far for the Vikings, Greg. We've had a false start and a botched exchange mixed in with the run. So 2/3 of this game so far has not been the way that Terry Totten drew it up.
And Pito is just telling his offensive line just to calm down. Everything will be all right. Just got to focus here as they get a bad snap. He did the right thing, though, threw the ball away instead of taking the sack.
3rd and 9, Pito out of the shotgun, single back to his left, 3 wides on the near side as well. Pressure coming, Pito eludes. Pito steps up, has room to run. Pump fakes, Pito tries to pull it down, sheds a tackler, has the first down into Seneca Valley territory to the 49-yard line before being brought down by Jake Meinweiser. Just a great job there by Pito. Everybody was covered, Greg, and he decided he had to pull it down. Wasn't sure if he'd make the marker. Go to the old pump fake, fool the linebacker, and get that first down.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Pito realized that he was past the line of scrimmage as he was pump faking because he can't throw the ball in that situation, but he ends up tucking it away. Two Seneca Valley defenders collide into one another, gives him a chance to continue to run the football and get the first down.
Out to the 49-yard line of Seneca Valley. I set Pito under center, single wides to each side, tight end line up to the right. Pito going to hand this one off. Blake up the middle, running behind his offensive line, and he dives across the 45 down to the 44-yard line. Touchdown on the play by Jake Stebbins, but a great lead block there by Central Catholic's Mike DeLuca, the 6'1", 245-pound junior right guard.
And so far, again, we've seen run heavy here on this opening drive for the Vikings. Pito didn't have anybody open, had to keep it himself on that on the play on third down and long. Here they go, first down and 10, run the ball again.
4 gained on first down, brings up a 2nd and 6 for the Vikings at the Seneca Valley 45-yard line. Pito under center, I set, single wides to each side. Pito going to hand off. Blake comes to the left behind his blockers inside the 40, breaks a tackle, lowers his shoulder, and should have enough for another Central Catholic first down to the 38-yard line, where he's wrestled to the turf by Ryan Christoback for Seneca Valley. So we see it so far. The feature back has been Kenneth Blake.
Yeah, he's been getting the ball this whole time so far. They're running a no-huddle offense. They're subbing some guys out right now, but they want to move the ball. They want to keep going. They're running the ball effectively. They're ready to go.
Spreading it out this time. Blake the single back to the right. 3 receivers line up the right side of the field. Single receiver on the near side. Pito looks to the sideline as he lines up in the shotgun set. Fresh set of downs for the Vikings at the Raiders' 38-yard line. Pito comes in closer to center now. Shifts his running back to the left. Perhaps an audible here by the quarterback at the line of scrimmage. Play clock winding down. Pito out of the shotgun. Bad snap. Pito able to recover. Has time. Pito pumps down, fires downfield. Has a man behind the defense going up and making the catch. Touchdown, Central Catholic. Gavin Thompson, half man, half amazing as he goes up and gets it. Big play for the Vikings, 38-yard touchdown pass. They struck 3 times through the air last week, Greg, and go to work with a touchdown on their first passing play of the evening.
That was a phenomenal job by Thompson to position himself to make the play. Ball gets tipped up in the air. Thompson comes down with it in the end zone. It was a bad snap, too. Pito did not panic. He got some great blocking up front. No pressure was coming. Had time to sling it. And what a catch by Thompson.
John Opalco on for the PAT. He was 3 for 3 last week. Good snap, good hold. Opalco's kick is up and good as well. Central Catholic takes the first drive of the game to the house. 9:29 left here in the opening quarter. A 38-yard touchdown pass from Dom Pito to Gavin Thompson. It's the Vikings 7, the Raiders nothing. We'll take a break and be right back. You're watching WPIAL High School Football 2K18 here on the TribLive High School Sports Network.
Of rising loan rates. It's real. Rates have gone up, and Dollar Bank still has one of the lowest around. With a rate as low as 3.29% APR with only $50,000 borrowed, fixed for 7 years, there's nothing to fear. You can renovate the kitchen or update a bathroom or 2. So lock in your rate now before they, well, I don't want to say it out loud. If choosing the better option is your worry, you can be confident that Dollar Bank's loan experts have only your best interests in mind, since they're not paid a commission. So lock in your rate before they go up again. Get those home improvements done with a rate as low as 3.29% APR, fixed for 7 years. Longer terms are available. Stop by, call 1-800-242-BANK, or visit dollar.bank. Dollar Bank, mutually inspired. Rate is for well-qualified borrowers and includes a discount with a maintained qualifying checking account. Not available for the refinance of a Dollar Bank loan, line, or mortgage of less than $15,000 in new money. Monthly payment of $13.34 per $1,000 borrowed. Other terms and conditions apply. Subject to change without notice. Equal housing lender.
Back here at the Wolvarena, Central Catholic out to a 7-0 lead. 9:29 left in the opening quarter. 38-yard touchdown pass from Dom Pito to Gavin Thompson. Kickoff brought here by Seneca Valley's Luke Smith from the 10. Crosses the 20. Stutter steps out to the 23-yard line. And the Vikings special teams, Patrick Clark downfield to make the stop. We'll see Seneca Valley's offense for the first time tonight underneath of head coach Ron Butchley. Greg Finley has your starting lineup for the Raiders.
Well, up front, it'll be David Catch, Donnie Kreisberg, John Kaltenberger, Drew Robertson, and Marcus Might. New quarterback tonight is Caden Smithco, a junior, 5'11", It's his first start in a varsity uniform with Gabe Lawson out. Josh McClain and Luke Smith, who both had touchdowns last week at wide receiver. Jake Stebbins, the tight end. Matt Stanger, the running back.
So Caden Smith go out of the shotgun, single back to his left, 4 receivers set, 3 of those split out to the left side. Smith going to throw on first down, fires underneath, incomplete behind his intended target there. He's looking in the direction of Brennan Hayes, and it falls incomplete. So the offense set there. Greg trying to get Smith go a little bit comfortable with a quick underneath pass, and the timing a little bit off on the pattern.
Yeah, and they didn't go deep. They go with a quick screen pass a little behind the receiver, unable to make the play.
Seneca Valley coming off of, as we mentioned, a 30-6 win over Erie McDowell last week. 3 straight regular season wins for the Raiders. They closed out 2K17 with wins over Shaler and Altoona. Here comes Smith, go out of the shotgun, 2nd and 10 from the 23. Fakes the handoff, fires to the near sideline. Catch made at the 25. Smith makes the catch, and Dom Dodson pops him immediately. Talked about Dodson, Division I recruit. Columbia giving him looks as a defensive back, and he showed why right there, stepping up and bringing the stick.
Yeah, it's a quick bubble screen pass, and Dodson read it immediately. As soon as the ball was caught, he was ready to put the hit on Luke Smith, and boy, did he.
2 gained on the play, 3rd and 8 now coming up for Seneca Valley from their own 25-yard line. Central Catholic taking the game's first drive to the end zone. Seneca Valley trying to extend this one. And a little bit of confusion here on the offense as both Smith and McClain now shift to the left side. All receivers stacked to that side as out of the shotgun comes Smithco. Going to throw, rolls to the left, has some time, steps up, fires as a man. Catch made, first down to the 39-yard line on the completion there to Luke Smith. And Smithco on target there. Gray converts the 3rd and long and moves the sticks for Seneca Valley.
Yeah, you got Luke Smith on a bubble screen. The play before only got 2 yards. This time he gets him on a slant route to the sideline, makes a great catch, gets the first down. When I talked to Coach Butchley earlier in the week, he said Luke Smith is an athlete on the track team. He can run fast. We see it here on that slant route.
Picks up 15 out to the 38-yard line. A fresh set of downs for the Raiders. Smithco comes out of the gun. Single back to his left, tighter set this time. Tight end to the right, 2 receivers to the left. Smithco going to call his own number, and he fights forward for a couple of yards. Gets maybe 2 on the play before Central Catholic's A.J. Beatty brought him down. It's one thing that Ron Butchley said to us, Craig, when we spoke to him pregame. He said that there's one thing that you're not going to see from Caden Smithco, and that's fear, as he runs right into the core of the Central Catholic defense.
Yeah, he said he's a gritty player. We see it right there, direct snap. He takes it himself right up the middle. Not afraid to take a hit, gains 3 yards.
2nd and 7 now from the Seneca Valley 41-yard line. Changing personnel out here as Seneca Valley spreads it out. 3 receivers here to the near side of the field. Single back. Smith go out of the gun. Looks to the left. Now he's going to feel pressure, and he's going down in the backfield. Central Catholic eats it up. Initial pressure there by Amir Allen. Cleaned up by Amar Allen. And Twin Peaks, if you will, for Central Catholic on that quarterback sack.
Yeah, the Twins both break through the offensive line, get right to the quarterback. He had an open player about 5 yards deep, but unable to get him the football as he's getting sacked by 2 guys.
3rd down and 14 coming up now for Seneca Valley from their own 34-yard line. Trailing 7-0, Central Catholic taking the game's first possession on a 38-yard TD pass from Pito to Thompson. Smithco out of the gun. 2 receivers each side. Single back to his right. Smithco has time. Steps up, fires across the middle. Has a man. Big catch made. As extending there is Jake Stebbins, the tight end. Took a good pop on the play from Kairos Thorpe as well. And pending on the spot, we'll see where it's at. Look, he was right at the marker. It's going to be a first down for the Raiders.
That's a phenomenal play by Stebbins. Right at the 50-yard line. Goes up and makes the catch. Takes a hit. Points that he got the first down, and he did by a yard.
Stebbins last week, the leading receiver for Seneca Valley, 4 catches for 101 yards. And the big tight end crosses the middle there and makes the catch. And as you mentioned, took a big hit from Kairos Thorpe, but moves the sticks in the process.
Along with number 50, Amir Allen. Okay. Second down, for the Seneca
as well as Anthony DeFalco. So Stanger on his first carry of the night. A little something special there, Greg.
Yeah, we're seeing Smithco coming off the field.
It's like Seneca Valley going to use a timeout.
Yeah, there you go.
We'll take a break as well. 4:22 left here in the opening quarter. Central Catholic leads Seneca Valley 7-0, but the Vikings knocking on the door. Second and goal from the 1. When we come back, you're watching WPIAL High School Football 2018 here on the TribLive High School Sports Network.
People ask what drives me. It's the respect I have for my opponents, the trust I have in my teammates, the coach who treats me with dignity, and the university that has faith in me on and off the field. That's what keeps me focused, why I practice hard, play my heart out. I play hard. Tell us your story using hashtag what drives me.
Come in and help clean it up. Third and goal from the 1 coming up.
And you're seeing Stanger. This kid, he takes one hit, spins off of it, takes another hit. He won't go down after first contact. It took 3 attempts to finally bring him down on that run.
Third and goal coming up here for the Vikings at the 1-yard line. Stanger's 34-yard burst set this one up. Now having a hard time getting in. Seneca Valley. Smithco out of the shotgun. Stanger to his right. Smithco going to throw. Fires underneath. Has a man. Catch made. Touchdown, Seneca Valley. Luke Smith to the end zone. And the first high school touchdown pass of Caden Smithco makes this a 1-point ball game on a 2-yard strike. Smithco to Smith. Touchdown Raiders.
Gets him on a slant route from the left side to the right side. Take a look on your screen. There he is on the right side. Makes the catch. Gets away from the defender. Dives into the end zone. He had 1 touchdown last week. He's a straight-up athlete, also on the track team, and you see it there. Gets into the end zone for the touchdown.
PAT here for Seneca Valley. Seth Winters. His kick is up, and his kick is good. Central Catholic strikes first. Seneca Valley with the answer. 3:24 left here in the opening quarter. We're all tied at 7 from the Wolvarena. You're watching WPIAL High School Football 2018 here on the TribLive High School Sports Network.
380 Discount Warehouse in Murraysville carries a full line of brand new furniture at discount pricing. 380 Discount Warehouse carries Ashley, Liberty, Vaughn Bassett, and Best Home Furniture, and many more. You can special order your furniture at discount pricing. While you're there, shop the many other departments, including tools, automotive, food, pet and wildlife, household goods and cleaning supplies, lawn and garden, and seasonal holiday decor. Visit them on the web at shop380.com or on the road on Route 380 in Murraysville. Open Tuesday through Sunday 9 to 5. Shop 380 Discount Warehouse and save big.
Back here, George Novak Field at the Wolverena in Turtle Creek. 6A matchup here. Both teams with 1 offensive drive. Both teams with 7 on the board. Central Catholic, Seneca Valley tied at 7. Matt Vandriak, Greg Finley with you here on the TribLive High School Sports Network. And what an impressive answer that was for the Raiders and backup quarterback, Caden Smithco.
Yeah, I mean, the way Central moved the ball, it seemed, or Pittsburgh Central Catholic, the way they moved the ball in the opening drive, Seneca definitely had to respond. And with a backup quarterback that hasn't seen the field, you have to like the way that they responded.
Seneca to kick off. Seth Winters lines it up. Thompson and Robeson back deep for Central Catholic. Short kick again. This one taken at the 17-yard line by Mark Craighead. Craighead comes across the 25, spins off a would-be tackler, and gets out to the 28-yard line where he's spun down by Zaire Agrate for Seneca Valley. And we'll see the Central Catholic offense coming to the line for the second time tonight. Greg, the recipe last time for Central Catholic, run heavy and then drop the bomb. Worked last week against Erie Cathedral Prep. If it ain't broke, don't try to fix it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you said it the best way. They ran the ball that entire drive. They've had a couple of bad snaps. Pito kept it. It was another bad snap, and he just slinged it into the end zone. And what a great catch that Thompson made in the end zone to give them the lead. But now, tie game, second drive, and just 3:17 here in the first quarter. Both teams really had extended drives in the first drives.
Central Catholic lines it up again, 2 backs. Pito comes out of the gun, fullback in front of him. Deep back is Blake. 2 receivers out to the right, single wide to the left. Swing pass out to the near side, incomplete. Looking for Luke Robeson, but too strong on the release from Pito, and the ball falls incomplete.
Pito threw it a little too low and a little too ahead of Robeson there for the incompletion.
Seneca Valley talked to Ron Butchley, and he just mentioned how important those wins at the end of last season were and how it led to momentum coming into this season, and feels like his team definitely feels confident coming into this game, even though things haven't been perfect against Central Catholic. They've been far from it as the Vikings have lost 6 consecutive matchups. I'm sorry, the Vikings have won 6 consecutive matchups against the Raiders. Pito looks to the sideline here on 2nd and 10. I-backs behind him. 2 receivers to the right, single wide to the left. Pito to the gun. Takes the snap. Blake gets the handoff to the left, cuts back to the right, and he is stood up at the line as bringing the boom on that play was Jake Stebbins. We talked about the work Stebbins did on the offensive side of the ball, but don't forget that he's an Ivy League recruit for his play at linebacker, and shows why right there as he stands Blake up.
Yeah, in that situation, Stebbins right away, he sees that it's going to be a run to the left. Here he comes, puts the hit on, gets some help there, and makes the play. No gain on that play.
Actually cost him a yard. Stebbins knocked him back, so they do spot a 3rd and 10 from the 27. Out of the shotgun now, 4 receivers, 3 to the right. Pito feels backside pressure, tries to get away from it. He's going down in the backfield. Drew Robertson gets the sack, but it was Sage Lay with the initial pressure, and Seneca Valley forces Central Catholic 3 and out. I think momentum may have shifted to the visitors here.
Well, after the touchdown for Seneca Valley, as you see here on your screen, it's going to be an all-out blitz, getting to the outside here, and then not being able to make the sack on the attempt, but then here comes Robertson, and he's able to make the sack. But yeah, the way Seneca responded after scoring the touchdown, getting Central to go 3 and out, they do have the momentum.
Punting it away here is John Opalco. Takes the snap, steps up to the 10-yard line. Right foot's a great kick, driving the return man back to the 38. That's Josh McLean. McLean across the 45, out to the 48. Gets 10 on the play before being spun down by Central Catholic's John O'Rourke. One guy we didn't touch on, though, on this junior-heavy Central Catholic team is John Opalco. Outstanding soccer player, Greg, the place kicker, and he shows that he's pretty good with the punt as well, as he skied that one here and helps the special teamers get downfield to minimize the return.
Yeah, deep in their own zone, punted it out past the 50-yard line. Now the ball just about at midfield for Seneca's second drive. But yeah, Opalco, big 25-yard field goal last week. That was the deciding points in the 24-21 victory.
Good field position, though, for the Raiders. They'll start first and 10 at their own 49-yard line with 1:43 left here in this opening quarter. Caden Smithco, his first career high school start, comes out of the shotgun, 3 receivers, 2 to the right. Smithco looks this way, fires, has a man too strong for Josh McLean. And the Smithco-McLean connection was good on that first drive. Good pattern there by McLean, but the throw just a little strong.
Yeah, McLean was open. Pass was just a little too far out in front of him. You see it here on your screen. Threw it. He's open. Pass was just a little too far ahead, unable to reel it in.
2nd and 10 from the 49-yard line. Seneca Valley, their second offensive drive of the evening. First one, ending on a 2-yard touchdown pass. Smithco's first career TD to Luke Smith. 2-yard strike to tie the game up, all set up on a 34-yard run by Matt Stanger. Smithco comes out of the gun. Single back to his left, 2 tight ends on the left side as well. 2 receivers split out here to the right. Smithco to call his own number, tries to find room, breaks the tackle, lowers his shoulder, and fights forward for a solid 5 before A.J. Beatty can bring him down. And there you see that grittiness of Caden Smithco.
Yeah, I mean, he takes the ball up the middle. Again, he's going right up the middle. Takes some hits, able to get 5 yards, tries to extend the football out to the 45, but gets it to the 46-yard line to make it 3rd and 5.
So a manageable 3rd down situation here as the Vikings watch the Raiders push into Central Catholic territory again. Final 65 seconds here of this opening quarter. 3rd and 5 for Seneca Valley. Smithco comes out of the gun. Twin receivers left, single wide to the right. Stanger the single back in front of his quarterback. Smithco looks to the near side. Slant pattern. Going up and getting it. 1st down, Seneca Valley, as Luke Smith beats Dom Dodson on the inside pattern. 1st down for Seneca Valley, inside the 35, down to the 32.
A phenomenal pass by Smithco. This kid can flat out sling it. It's another slant route to Smith, makes the catch, gets in front of his defender, and able to make the catch. He got in front of Dodson, brings it in, gets the 1st down. It was a great play. They continue to run that slant pattern, and it's been working.
18 gain on the play makes it 1st and 10 from the Central Catholic 33-yard line. Smithco out of the gun, same set. A little bit of movement before the play, though, and the far side official catches that one. Seneca Valley going to back themselves up 5 and make this a 1st down and 15, as we're under 34 seconds now left in this opening quarter. And a back-and-forth battle, but the Seneca Valley offense, Greg, you'd think with the backup quarterback, when you get into 3rd down situations, the pressure would be on him, but he has almost been perfect on 3rd down. He has been perfect on 3rd down tonight.
Yeah, he has. He's really been impressive. They continue to get the ball to Luke Smith on the slant pattern. He's beaten his defender, who got a Columbia offer with Dominic Dodson, but Smith looks really good up against him in this matchup. And, yeah, the quarterback, Smithco, first start, he looks fine.
And some whistles on the play here. The officials want a timeout. Sort things out a little bit with 33.6. And now they say get things moving. Back to live play we are. And maybe one more play left here in this opening quarter. 1st and 15 from the Central 38. Smithco out of the gun. Stanger gets the inside handoff. And he is tackled immediately by Brian Dallas the 6'3", 215-pound senior linebacker. And Dallas, a guy who's getting looks as well. Some Mid-American schools offering Dallas as he makes the stop there. Looks like Seneca Valley's happy to take that to the break. We'll be back with your second quarter after this. One quarter in the books here from George Novak Field at the Wolvarena. Central Catholic Seneca Valley tied at 7 after 1. You're watching WPIAL High School Football 2018 here on the TribLive High School Sports Network.
Make the brand new Chick-fil-A Robinson your destination for a fast, fresh, and tasty meal. Chick-fil-A Robinson can really satisfy you with their signature sandwiches, nuggets and strips served hot and fresh, alongside the famous waffle fries. Need to feed a crowd or a tailgate on a Sunday? Chick-fil-A Robinson Catering has got you covered with hot or reheatable chicken trays. Visit their catering website at cfarobinsoncaters.com to book your business or social media event. Chick-fil-A Robinson Catering. We deliver.
If you're a working professional ready to move up in your career, Seton Hill University has a program just for you. Seton Hill's adult degree program offers flexible undergraduate degree courses in areas like accounting, criminal justice, business, and human services. The adult degree program has 5 start dates a year and offers convenient course times, financial aid, a 96% placement rate, and career services for life. Register for our next info session and learn more at setonhill.edu/ADP. Seton Hill University, this way up.
Back here at the Wolvarena. Back here at the Wolvarena in Woodland Hills. Seneca Valley. Central Catholic tied at 7 after 1. We get back to action here. Teams switch sides right to left. Seneca Valley on the move, 2nd and 15 to start this second quarter. And a whistle before the snap. See what the officials sort out here. 7-7 your score here. Matt Vandriak, Greg Finley with you on the TribLive High School Sports Network. Greg, Central Catholic struck on their first drive. Seneca Valley had the answer.
Yeah, they sure did, and they look good. I mean, with Smithko at quarterback, it's his first start in a varsity uniform. He's looked good on the ground, throwing the football, very comfortable, got some nerves out of the way on the first couple of passes, but we've had a really nice first quarter with the 7-7 tie.
2nd and 15 now, coming from the 38-yard line of Central Catholic. Smithko struggles with the snap, backside pressure coming, tries to get away, and he's going to be swallowed up by the Vikings defense. No time to escape, as all over it there was Gus Sinceri, as well as Anthony DeFalco. And Central Catholic, that defensive line and those linebackers so quick, Greg, that when you make a mistake like that, it's kind of hard to recover.
Yeah, juggling the snap, bringing the pressure is Pittsburgh Central Catholic, not going to give him any time to get rid of the football. And unfortunately for Smithko, takes a sack. Now it's 3rd and 25. We talked about how he's been perfect on 3rd down. This is going to be a challenge. He needs 25 yards.
Call this one 3rd and a passport because I'm pretty sure there might be a Mountie waiting at the marker to see if Seneca Valley can score this one, checking passports. 3rd and 25 from the 50. Smithko's biggest challenge of the night. I think Ron Butch would like to see him just get some yards back. See what they can do. Smithko out of the gun, 2 receivers to the right side. Smithko rolls that way, steps up, firing downfield, looking for Smith, goes up, and it's batted away. As Central Catholic's Gavin Thompson got up to get that one. Also in coverage was Dom Dodson. Good throw there, but better defense by Central Catholic, and Seneca Valley has to punt.
And Luke Smith, that's a tough play for him to make. That's double coverage. Rolling to his right is Smithko. Just going to try and get a first down going deep. But, yeah, double coverage. You got Dodson and Thompson on the play. Smith limping here on the sidelines. He's coming off the field. They can't afford to be missing him. Hopefully he is okay for Seneca Valley.
Punting from his own 35-yard line here is Seth Winters. Back for the return for Central Catholic, both Luke Robeson and Gavin Thompson. Winters gets the snap, rolls to his right, sends a high punt to the far sideline, takes a Seneca Valley bounce before rolling out at the 22-yard line with no return. And that's where Central Catholic will come to the offense for the 3rd time this evening. 57 seconds into this second quarter, tied up at 7. Vikings first drive, Greg, a smash mouth start and a big play finish. 38-yard touchdown pass from Dom Pito to Gavin Thompson. But on the last drive, it was Seneca Valley's defense that flexed their muscle, forcing the Vikings to go 3 and out.
Yeah, now you have back and forth going each way. You had a touchdown, then you have a punt and a punt. Now let's see what happens here on the third drive for Pittsburgh Central Catholic.
From the 22, they'll start. Pito under center, I-backs behind him, 2 receivers to the near side, single wide out to the left. Pito calls out the signals. Inside handoff to the fullback here. And fighting his way forward for a couple there for Central Catholic is Rocco Del Verme. Inside stop made by Seneca Valley's David Catch.
Go up the middle. Guys up front able to stop him immediately. Minimum gain on that play. Pittsburgh Central Catholic, they have so many weapons on offense that they run. We continue to see new guys get the ball on the ground.
7 guys carried it last week. 3 gained by Del Verme, makes it 2nd and 7 from the 25. Pito out of the gun. Looks to the near side, fires across the middle, incomplete. And a lot of pressure coming there from Seneca Valley as we saw Evan Smith on the blitz, putting the heat on Pito, forcing him to lead his receiver too far on that throw.
Yeah, the pressure by Smith makes Pito have to rush his pass because he's about to take a hit. Take a look. Smith right there. Gets a little bit of pressure there on the hit, and then 2 guys are right there to put the hit on if Thompson does make the catch, but throw a little low due to the pressure. That's great defense by Seneca.
3rd and 7 now for the Vikings. Out of the gun comes Pito, 4 receivers, 2 out to each side. Pressure comes, pass comes underneath, and Seneca Valley all over it, trying to dump that one underneath to Kenneth Blake. And the Raiders defense has none of it. Sage Lay sniffed it out before it developed.
Once again, it's Evan Smith coming in on the pressure. You see it on your screen. He's getting right there. Pito doesn't have much time to look and find somebody to throw it, so he has to go short, incomplete. They have to punt.
2 drives in a row, 3 and out for Central Catholic. They'll punt this one away. John Opalco awaits the snap at his own 10-yard line. Low snap. Opalco handles it and still gets off a booming kick, driving the return man all the way back to the 35. It's Brennan Hayes. Hayes to the near side. Great special teams coverage. John O'Rourke downfield again with the special team stop.
Great job by O'Rourke getting down there. Gets the hit on him as soon as he makes the catch. Tries to get a stutter step. O'Rourke says nope and wraps him up and throws him down.
Coming up at the half, it's the TribLive High School Sports Halftime Show. This week, Don Rebel is joined by the Trib's Chris Harlan as they run down the teams to watch this season around the WPIAL, coming up for you in just over 10 minutes. 7-7 your score here. Seneca Valley back on the offensive now for the 3rd time tonight. And Caden Smithco moving the football downfield.
Both defenses have definitely stepped up after the first drive for each team on offense.
Out of the gun, Smithco looks to run a little bit of an option, calls his own number, and fights hard for 2 yards before being wrestled down by Luke Harris. Good news for Seneca Valley, Greg, is that at the end of that last drive, Luke Smith was a little bit shaken up. He's back out there in his receiver spot on the far side of the field.
Yeah, that's good because he's been an impactful player not only tonight but also last week. He's one of their top receivers. Can't afford to lose him.
2 gain on the play, 2nd and 8 from the Seneca Valley 39-yard line. Smithco out of the gun. Stanger to his left. Option comes to the near side. Smithco calls his own number, runs with confidence, and fights forward for about 3 before being pushed back by Central Catholic. Amar Allen led the charge, and then helping to clean things up as well was Anthony DeFalco.
Look at it again here on your screen. Goes left, fakes, little move, and then gets wrapped up.
Gets 3 on the play, 3rd and 5 now for the Raiders from their own 42-yard line. Out of the shotgun set. Caden Smithco. 4 receivers, 2 to each side. Smithco fires underneath the tight end. Stebbins has the catch. First down and then some into Central Catholic territory inside the 40 and down to the 35-yard line. Jake Stebbins moving the sticks. Brought down on the play by Central Catholic's Kairos Thorpe. We see Stebbins again come up with a big offensive play.
Well, you could see from the beginning, Smithco is looking at Stebbins this whole time. He does not move his head. He knows that's who he wants to get the ball to. Look at the stiff arm. Get off me. Stebbins extends the play and gets even more on the play. But Smithco was looking at him the whole time. You knew it was going to him. He was open, and he made a play happen.
All the way to the 37-yard line of Central Catholic on that one. 1st and 10 coming up here for the Raiders. Tied at 7 as we approach 8:20 left here in this third quarter. Out of the shotgun set. Smithco again, 2 receivers to the near side, 2 to the far side. Stanger, the single back, gets the call, and he's hit right at the line of scrimmage as we see Luke Harris stepping into the hole to meet the running back there for the Vikings.
Harris reads it, gets right to the middle, wraps him up immediately, brings him down.
1 gain on the play, 2nd and 9 from the 36 coming up here for Seneca Valley, and been impressed by this Raiders offense behind Caden Smithco making his first varsity start. Nice mix of the run and pass, and it's worked well.
And he's been running it himself. He's throwing it. They continue to work Stanger the football because he's just a good athlete to continue to try and run. They're mixing everything up.
2nd and 9 from the Central Catholic 36. Smithco out of the gun, and that snap eludes him. Ball rolls all the way back and forced to slide and cover it is Matt Stanger. Looked like the quarterback might not have been ready for the snap there. Complete disaster averted because Stanger recovered the fumble, but a big loss, and that snap was just wide.
Yep, the way to his right, Stanger has to dive on it to make sure that they keep possession, and now it's going to be 3rd and long.
Well, if it was 3rd and a passport before, not sure what you'd call this. 3rd and an overseas flight. All the way back to the 43-yard line. Smithco out of the gun, pressure coming, screen set up, and that ball's nearly intercepted right into the breadbasket of Central Catholic. Samar Allen. Pressure put on by the Vikings, Brian Dallas as well.
Yeah, they bring the blitz. It's 3rd down and long. You know you're going to have to throw it deep if you want to try and get the first down, but here comes the pressure. Smithco has to get rid of it. There's 3 Vikings coming after him, and Allen was not expecting the ball to come to him. He just knocks it down.
So a good drive killed by one bad snap, and now Seneca Valley has to kick it away. Seth Winters awaiting the snap at his own 28-yard line. See Robeson and Thompson awaiting the return. Winters feeling a little bit of pressure, able to get it away as O'Rourke was in his face. Sends it to the near sideline, takes a central hop, and out at the 31, where the Vikings will come to the line. 4th time on offense here for Central Catholic. First drive good. 2nd drive's not so much. We'll see if Terry Totten changes the game plan up a bit here as Central Catholic looks to take the lead. 7-7 the score, 6:35 left here in this opening half from the Wolvarena, George Novak Field, here on a sticky night in Turtle Creek.
I mean, the way this game started with back-to-back touchdowns for both teams, you thought that this was going to be a back-and-forth offensive battle, but the defenses have really stepped up and have not allowed either team to really get near the end zone or the red zone for that matter.
Pito under center, I-backs behind him. Handoff comes to the near side, and the first carry of the night there for Vishawn Penix. Spins forward for a couple before being dragged down by Ryan Christoback for Seneca Valley.
Add another guy to the list of ball carriers for Pittsburgh Central Catholic that's going to get the football. Doesn't get much on that play. Seneca able to stop the run on that one.
3 gained on the first carry of the night for Vishawn Penix, the sophomore. 2nd and 7 for the Vikings from their own 34. Pito under center. Penix the deep back. Fullback shifting to the left there is John O'Rourke. Here comes Penix, tries the other side, and he dives forward for maybe a yard. Cut down on the play by Seneca Valley's Evan Smith. Also in on the tackle was Hunter Gross.
Evan Smith has really made an impact on defense in this first half. We've been saying his name a lot. I mean, you just see him continue to go after the guy that has the ball. He gets pressure on the quarterback. He finds the running back that has the football. He's impressed me here in this first half.
Only 1 gain on that play. Brings up 3rd and 6 for the Vikings from their own 35. Shotgun set this time for Pito. 3 receivers, twins to the left, single wide to the right. Penix the single back behind his quarterback. Pito with the long count. Going to hand off to Penix, comes to the near side, gets a good block, spreads it outside, and Penix is going to be stopped just short of the marker. Good hard run there by Penix and a nice lead block as well. But it looks like Josh McClain able to step up and stop him short. And I am wrong on that call. He has enough for the first down.
Yeah, they are going to give him the first down. Might be on the second effort as he plunged forward when he was getting tackled. I think he needed to get to about the 42-yard line. That's where he's crossing the 40, and yeah, right about to the 42 is where he gets.
Great block on the play by A.J. Beatty to clear that path for Penix. Fresh set of downs at the central 43-yard line. Pito under center, I-backs behind him. Two receivers out to the left, single wide to the right as Pito shifts back to the gun. Penix the deep back. O'Rourke the lead blocker. Here comes Penix to the near side. Stutter steps through the line and fights forward for a gain of 4 before being stacked up just short of the 40-yard line. Host of Raiders in there, like Seneca Valley. Number 58, Drew Robertson, made initial contact, and then Felipe Jonquira cleaned it up. A little bit of pushing after the play as well, Greg.
Continuing to run Penix here is what Central Catholic is doing. They try to mix the pass in these last couple of drives, and it hasn't been working. So now they're going back to the ground and pound. And, yeah, some pushing and shoving going on, but no flag.
5 gain on the play, 2nd and 5 for the Vikings from their own 48-yard line. O'Rourke shifts to his left. Penix is going to run that way. Penix breaks a tackle at the line, but can't get past the second wave as he's driven back by the Seneca Valley defense. And a nice job there by Tyler Smith to make the tackle before Penix could get going.
And he throws one defender off him on the initial contact, but then 2 Raiders come in and get him right here. Gets off that one, throws off another, and then 2 guys bring him down on the tackle.
Connor Hazen on the stop as well. 2 gained, 3rd and 3 from midfield now for Central Catholic. Pito under center, I-backs behind him. 2 receivers on the near side, single wide out to the left. Pito fakes the handoff this time, going to roll to the far side, has room to run. Pito has the first down. Now he's inside the 40, inside the 35, inside the 30. Lowers his shoulder and down to the 20-yard line. Gain of 30 and a Central Catholic first down. Pito stopped on the play by Connor Hayes, but a great fake there, and Pito plenty of room to run. Big gain for the Vikings there in the red zone.
He goes play action to Penix, then Penix picks up a block on the pressure on the outside. Pito then rolls to his left, keeps it for himself, and gains a big gain on that run. Look at this. Gets a block right here, another block, cuts it to the middle, and then he's finally wrapped up.
30 yards gain on the play, puts Central Catholic 1st and 10 at the Seneca Valley 20-yard line. Pito under center, split backs behind him. Penix gets the call. He's going to try the middle of the field. That is Penix on the call. And he gets inside the 15 down to the 14 before being wrapped up by a host of Seneca Valley defenders. Evan Smith, Brennan Hayes on the stop. But we're getting a healthy dose of Vishawn Penix on this drive, and he's looking pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like for Pittsburgh Central Catholic, they keep mixing up who their running backs are. Whoever's working, they're going to keep running. Penix has continued to get positive yards on the ground. They're going to keep running them.
5 gains, 2nd and 5 now from the 15-yard line. Split eye set here. Receiver in motion. Pito under center. Here comes Penix to the left side, tries to stutter step at the line, and Seneca Valley has that one sniffed out as the tackle immediately made by Drew Robertson.
And this time, Seneca Valley, I mean, they continue to run Penix. Seneca's reading it all the way. Nice low tackle, gets some help too. It's a nice tackle there by Drew Robertson. He went low and brought Penix down on the initial contact.
David Katchen on the tackle as well. 3rd and 6, loss of 1 on the play from the 16-yard line of Seneca Valley. And Central Catholic will try to set it up here. Looking to take back the lead. Vikings scored on their first drive of the game. Seneca Valley answered on their ensuing drive.
And we see Rocco Del Verme come into the game now. He's the new running back, and Penix comes out to the sideline.
Out of the shotgun, spread set here. 3 receivers to the near side, single wide to the left. Pito rolling this way, firing, looking for his tight end, Beatty. He puts up to the left hand, but can't corral the football. Pito a little bit strong on that try, and the big tight end, Beatty, who found the end zone twice last week, can't haul that one in bringing up 4th and 6 now from the Seneca Valley 16.
Would have been a phenomenal catch if Beatty comes down with it with the left hand. See here, he cuts to his right into the end zone. Pretty good pass. Goes up just with the left hand, though. If he goes up with both hands, maybe he comes down with it. That's just a tough play, though. Field goal attempt now for Opalco.
Opalco will try from 33 yards. His 25-yarder last week, Greg, the winner in that 24-21 win over Erie Cathedral Prep. Made 3 field goals last season. He'll try this one from 33. Good snap, good hold. Opalco gets good foot into this and splits the uprights. John Opalco, 33-yard field goal. And Central Catholic back on top with 1:11 left here in the opening quarter. They lead by the count now of 10-7.
If you're Seneca Valley, got to feel pretty good after letting Pito have that long run, get the ball inside the 20-yard line. You hold them to 3 points with 1:11 here in the first half, only down 10-7.
Coming up at the half, it's the TribLive High School Sports Halftime Show. This week, Don Rebel is joined by the Trib's Chris Harlan. They'll run down the teams to watch this season around the WPIAL. And you mentioned it, the big play on that drive, 30-yard run by quarterback Dom Pito from the 50 to the 20. But then the Seneca Valley defense gnashed their teeth, if you will, dug in and only gave Central Catholic 4 more yards before Opalco converts on the 33-yard field goal.
Yeah, I mean, the way Pittsburgh Central Catholic's been running the football here in the first half, Seneca Valley knows it's coming, and Pito goes into the air and almost throws a touchdown pass, just a little too strong for Beatty. Seneca was able to make the stop and hold him to 3 points.
Seneca Valley gets the ball back. They'll have 2 timeouts to work with and 1:11 left here on the second quarter clock, down 3. Opalco sets up to kick this one away. Trio of return men there. Seneca Valley, we see Smith and Stenger, as well as Mineweezer. This one's coming Mineweezer's way. Actually, it's going to go back to Smith, who takes it at the 2. Comes across the 10, trying to find some room, extends the field, and he's tripped up on a nice special teams play by Central Catholic's Marco Marchionda, able to get downfield and make that stop. And this Central Catholic special teams, their tackling has been phenomenal tonight.
It really has. I mean, there was an open hole for Smith to keep running if he gets past the initial contact by Marchionda. He went low, tripped him, losing his footing with Smith, goes down. It's a great tackle.
See what Ron Butchley tries to do here. Will he give his young quarterback a chance to make something happen? Or will he just try to run this clock down, take a 3-point deficit into the locker room, and get the football first to start half number 2?
Yeah, I mean, with getting the football here at halftime, it'll be interesting to see what they do. Deep in your own zone, it'll be tough to work out a drive with little time, but we will see what they do.
From the 12 is where the Vikings will watch the Raiders start this drive. Smithco comes out of the shotgun. Stenger the single back behind him. And Stenger on the misdirection tries the right side, fights forward for about 3. That's all he's going to get there. Brought down by the Central Catholic defense in the form of Luke Harris and a timeout on the field. And maybe Central Catholic might have used a timeout there trying to get the ball back.
Yeah, and it's an interesting way to do it, but it makes sense. 56.5 left here in the first half. You call a timeout if you're able to stop them. Maybe force a punt and get the ball back.
Check out the new Rebel Yell podcast featuring our own Don Rebel as he talks WPIAL football every Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Also go to hashtag AskDon with all of your questions, as Don has the answers, accurate or not, during every Friday show. That's the new Rebel Yell featuring our own Don Rebel, because in the midnight hour, Greg, they want more.
Did you get to listen to today's at all?
I did not. Did you?
He was asked about if he enjoys a Hot Pocket or not, and if he likes hash browns or sausage better.
And what did you learn from that?
Nothing.
How do you feel about Hot Pockets?
I like Hot Pockets. The thing is, he said you either get it scorching hot or it's still frozen. There's no happy middle.
There's no happy ending after Hot Pockets either. He's going to make sure I have some toilet paper on hand, but that's just my opinion. 2nd and 9 from the 13-yard line after the Central Catholic timeout. Under center here, Smithco. Stanger, the deep back, fakes the handoff. Smithco rolling to the right, fires underneath. Catch made by Stebbins, and he is popped. As Gus Ansari steps up and drills him, and a flag on the play.
Yeah, I think we might get roughing the passer because Smithco went down after that play was over, and that's when the flag came out. Sinceri went low to make that hit, but I don't think that's the penalty. Play action, works to his right. Yeah, he's going to get hit. That's a really hard, low hit there by Sinceri, too, but I think we're going to get roughing the passer.
Flag in the backfield as in pursuit for Central Catholic was Brian Dallas. You are correct, Greg. Roughing the passer, the call. So Stebbins has made a couple tough catches here tonight. And he got hit hard that time, low. But the roughing the passer call against Dallas. After Smithco releases it, you see it there. That late shove. Smithco, known for his toughness, not afraid to do a little bit of selling on that one.
We don't know
either.
if he went to the school of LeBron James or not on that play. As he went down, he got the 15 yards, though. Now they get the ball at the 30.
No hurry here, though, for the Seneca Valley offense. That does take away the Central Catholic school of thought. Smithco carries his own ball, or carries the ball that time as he calls zone number, and Dallas steps up to make the stop after a short gain. And it looks like Seneca Valley is content to run this one out, and Central Catholic, after the penalty, not going to use any more timeouts to give the Vikings any more offensive shots. Second quarter clock winds down. And we're halfway home here from George Novak Field at the Wolvarena in Turtle Creek. 2 quarters in the books here. Central Catholic leads Seneca Valley by the count of 10-7. We'll take a break and be right back with your first half scoring recap. 10-7 Central Catholic on top. You're watching WPIAL Football 2018 here on the TribLive High School Sports Network.
Check out the new TribLive High School Sports Network on social media this season. For breaking news, scores, pictures, videos, links to our articles, and more, follow us on Twitter and Instagram under the handle TribLive HSSN. Get in the conversation on Facebook at facebook.com/TribLive HSSN. And on our YouTube channel, you can find thousands of interviews with local student athletes and
Log on every Wednesday night at 7 o'clock for the latest high school football news during This Week in the WPIAL, only here on the new TribLive High School Sports Network. Join Don Rebel and other members of the TribLive High School Sports Network team as it visits with WPIAL football coaches, plus they run down the upcoming schedule and preview the weekend's top high school football games. That's This Week in the WPIAL, every Wednesday at 7 p.m. this fall, only on the new TribLive High School Sports Network.
Excella Health knows how important shoulders, knees, and ankles are to an athlete. Whether you're on the gridiron, under the boards, or walking a balance beam, being on the sidelines is never an option. Excella Health has a trusted team of orthopedic surgeons and athletic trainers right here in Westmoreland County. To learn more about Excella Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, visit them on the web at excellahealth.org. That's excellahealth.org.
People ask what drives me. It's the respect I have for my opponents, the trust I have in my teammates, a coach who treats me with dignity, and a university that has faith in me on and off the field. That's what keeps me focused, why I practice harder, play my heart out. I play to win. I play for Carlo. Tell us your story using #WhatDriveSYou.
Carlo University is a proud sponsor of the TribLive High School Sports Network.
For the most complete recap of Friday night's high school football action, tune in on your way home from the game to the WPIAL Scoreboard Show, only here on the TribLive High School Sports Network. Hi, this is Don Rebel. Join me in a cast of thousands for all the scores with recaps from the top games, plus we highlight the night on the TribLive Roundtable. That's the WPIAL Scoreboard Show after the game on Friday nights on the TribLive High School Sports Network and at tribhssn.triblive.com.
If you're a working professional ready to move up in your career, Seton Hill University has a program just for you. Seton Hill's adult degree program offers flexible undergraduate degree courses in areas like accounting, criminal justice, business, and human services. The adult degree program has 5 start dates a year and offers convenient course times, financial aid, a 96% placement rate, and career services for life. Register for our next info session and learn more at setonhill.edu/ADP. Seton Hill University, this way up.
Back here at the Wolvarena, George Novak Field in Turtle Creek. 6A battle here between Woodland Hills and Seneca Valley. The Vikings lead the Raiders 10-7 at the break. Alongside Greg Finley, Matt Vandriak with you here on the TribLive High School Sports Network. Greg, this one got off to a fast and furious start, then defenses took over. 10-7 your score at the break. You got the recap.
Yeah, in the first quarter, a 38-yard touchdown pass from Pito to Thompson on a botched snap that was low, but he was able to recover it and sling it. And not to mention, Thompson went up and got it. It was knocked up in the air, and he still comes down with it. 7-0 Pittsburgh Central Catholic. Then Seneca Valley will answer on a Stanger 34-yard run, then a 2-yard touchdown pass from Smithco to Smith, tied 7-7. Second quarter, a 30-yard run by Pito off a play action sets up a John Opalco 33-yard field goal to make it 10-7 Pittsburgh Central Catholic at halftime.
The game got up. His defense bent but would not break, only giving up 4 yards inside the red zone. And the Opalco field goal, the difference here, but the Raiders get the ball to start the second half.
Yeah, and that's big. I mean, you hold them to 3 points, you're going to get the football back at halftime. And the way that Smithco has looked, it's his first start.
Every week here on the halftime show, getting you up to speed of what's going on around the WPIAL. We're at halftime of our video stream game of the week on the TribLive High School Sports Network, Pittsburgh Central Catholic and Seneca Valley. 6A opener. Back in the day, it was 1-2 weeks of non-conference games. Week 3 was really the big week, Chris, as far as conference openers. Now the WPIAL, bam, right out of the chute.
Yeah, you see that right now, and I think that's why you see a lot of teams playing Week 0 games last week too, because they really didn't want their conference opener to be, Week 1, first game of the year. So that gave them a little bit of a head start last week, those teams that got a game in.
We're seeing 2 teams that I think you could label as favorites in 6A as far as the playoffs are concerned. 9 teams total in 6A. 6 make it to the playoffs, 2 first-round byes, and then the other 4 teams playing in the quarterfinals. Central Catholic and Seneca Valley are expected to be amongst the top 6.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think one of the wrinkles that the WPIAL put in this year is that with the top 2 teams getting first-round byes and home field advantage in the semifinals and the playoffs, I think that makes a game like tonight all the more important. Because if you lose a game here or there that you don't expect to lose, all of a sudden you're out of that race to be 1 or 2. And you're going to have to go to someone else's stadium in the semifinals if you want to win a championship. So I think as you see the race shape out here, you have some teams like this who you would probably pencil into that playoff field. When you look at 9 teams and 6 are going to make it, you can pencil some of these guys in. But now I think it's interesting. Every game counts because they want that first-round bye and that home field advantage.
Yeah, I think if they would have gone with 4 teams, it would have really messed up the schedule as far as how many weeks, the playoffs and all that stuff. It would have made the regular season a lot more important. And 8 teams, if you go with 8 of 9, the regular season's useless.
Right, yeah. What's the point if only one team doesn't make it? Right. And I think 6 made sense. I think that when you look at it from a standpoint, universally, I don't know if anyone disagreed. Some people would favor 4. I don't know of anybody in 6A who actually argued to make 8 teams. But I think everyone universally was happy with 6.
We're talking about teams to watch this week since it is week 1. Here in the halftime show on the TribLive High School Sports Network, and specifically Class 6As. We're seeing 2 of the teams that we expect to have good seasons, Seneca Valley, Pittsburgh Central Catholic. Defending champion Pine Richland has to be on that list, North Allegheny as well. What about the others? How do you think they break down?
I think that's where you see a team like Norwin is a team that they've got the talent when you look at them, and I think it comes down to whether they can put it all together. They had a good win last week in Week 0. Yeah, you got a team like that. You've got a team like Mount Lebanon who brings back quite a bit. They graduated a bunch. They lost their starting quarterback, but they brought back a backup quarterback who was a 1,000-yard passer last year. So I think they're right in the mix. And then after them, you've got the other teams that are trying to sort of establish themselves with Butler and Cannon McMillan and Hempfield, all young teams who are fighting to get up into that spot for that number 6 or maybe number 5.
Norwin Hempfield, 2 rivals from Westmoreland County, played next week, one of the key matchups to watch in week 2. We talked to Tim O'Malley, executive director of the WPIAL, and talking specifically about Class 6A. And who knows how many teams are going to be in 6A when realignment hits in 2 years. It's set for this year in 2019, but who knows what we're going to see in 2020 from the shrinking highest classification.
Right, because the way it works, as schools in the East, that's kind of what happens. As they get bigger, you have more of the Eastern PA teams rising up the ranks, and they divide the number of schools into 6 parts. So as more teams from the East move up, even if the Western PA schools aren't losing enrollment, they end up getting pushed down in the classification. So yeah, I mean, if you see 6A lose another team or two, you can go to 8 or 7, or 6. At one point, can you not run a classification on its own? And maybe at that point, would they consider, joining 6 and 5 back together like people have wanted for years? But we'll see. I mean, it'll be interesting to see how they address that if that happens.
He's the expert, Chris Harlan. I'm Don Rebel. We hope you enjoyed this edition, sort of teams to watch in 6A as we get you ready for the the start of conference play here in 2018. Before we look ahead to the second half of Seneca Valley Central Catholic with Matt Vandriak and Greg Finley, let's look back. Kylie Owak has the sights and sounds from week 0 with the Trib HSSN Calls of the Week.
Hi everyone, I'm Kylie Owak here in our Excella Health Studios, and let's count down our 3 best nominees for week 0's Call of the Week. We start with number 3 on the countdown, dealing with number 1. That's right, USA Today's number 1 ranked IMG Academy came up from Florida to take on the WPIAL powerhouse Pine Richland. After already scoring 21 points on offense, IMG's defense got in the scoring action. Here's our own James Dotson with the call.
Only 9 rushing yards on the night right now. Dropping back, 3rd down, pass is intercepted at the 42-yard line by IMG, going the other way. 25-20, race to the pylon. He's going to dive, and he will make it. It's a pick-6, 42-yard interception return for Jaleel McCray, the Seminole. Little war chant going on.
Number 2 was one of our video games featured in the Woodland Hills hosted weekend of football. Some special teams action in the Peters Township versus the visiting West Toronto Prep from Canada. Our Brandon Rossi with the play-by-play.
Menery gets the punt away. It's a boomer. Caught by McCall at the 34-yard line. Fakes to Casilli. Tries to fool the West Toronto Prep kit coverage. He's going down the sideline. He's at the 30, the 20. Has got blockers in front of him. And McCall dives into the end zone. Touchdown, Peters Township.
And coming in at number 1, the game was also featured on video and was one of the biggest pass plays of the weekend, courtesy of Pittsburgh Central Catholic, the veteran, Lanny Fritteri.
Vito to throw, fires well downfield, caught at the 15-yard line, Macchianda, touchdown, Pittsburgh Central Catholic, 55 yards.
There's our top calls for week 0. Let us know what was your favorite, and we'll see you next week to recap the best of week 1.
Back here at George Novak Field at the Wolvarena, leader at the half of this Class 6A matchup. Your score at the break. Central Catholic leading Seneca Valley by the count of 10-7 alongside Greg Finley, Matt Vandriak with you here on the TribLive High School Sports Network. Greg, the game got off to a quick start for Central Catholic. They used the recipe that was successful last week. Run heavy start, then a big pass play to get 7 on the board. Seneca Valley and new starting quarterback Caden Smithco able to equal the task as they drove back downfield. Got a big play of their own on a 34-yard Matt Stenger run to set up Smithco's first career touchdown pass to Luke Smith. The defenses went back and forth the rest of the half until that final Central Catholic drive. Big 30-yard run by quarterback Dom Pito set up a 33-yard field goal from John Opalco, and that's where we stand. 10-7 here at the break in favor of Central Catholic. The Raiders get the ball first to start this second half. And if you're Ron Butchley, Greg, what do you want to see as your offense hits the field to start quarter number 3?
Well, I think he tried to get Smithco's feet wet by getting him to throw the ball on their opening drive. But they're able to continue to run the football and throw it and have him keep it for himself. I say don't switch that up. I say try to continue to work the football to Luke Smith. You got to get Josh McClain the ball a little bit more. We haven't really seen much from him in that first half. It was more Luke Smith and Jake Stebbins. On the other side for Pittsburgh Central Catholic, ground and pound. It's been working for them. If you can throw them off after like 3-4 runs in a row and then go deep with a pass, fine. But the way that they've been moving the football, it's been ground and pound.
Here's the curious thing that I noticed through the first half. The Central Catholic Vikings defense very strong to get Seneca Valley into a couple third and long situations, but it was the inexperienced quarterback, Caden Smithco, who converted those chances and kept drives alive. And you think about it, 2 bad snaps really stunted Seneca Valley on 2 drives. So you take away the unforced errors, and Seneca Valley very easily could be leading this game at the break.
Yeah, they really could. I mean, the way they capitalized on third down, you mentioned it. They had a 3rd and 25 and a 3rd and 39. It's hard to capitalize in those situations, but they were perfect on third down. So, yeah, there's a chance on 3rd down and 6 instead of 3rd and 25. Could have capitalized, extended the drive, scored a touchdown. And I'm sure that's what Coach probably brought up, too, at halftime. Probably brought up the mistakes, says, put them behind you. You're only down 3 at halftime. We'll work through them. Smithco's been playing great, and see what they can do here in the second half.
We'll take a quick break, be back with some scores around the WPIAL and your second half of action as well. Halftime here at the Wolvarena in Turtle Creek. Central Catholic leading Seneca Valley by the count of 10-7, and you're watching WPIAL Football 2K18 here on the TribLive High School Sports Network.
Rising loan rates. It's real. Rates have gone up, and Dollar Bank still has one of the lowest around. With a rate as low as 3.29% APR with only $50,000 borrowed, fixed for 7 years, there's nothing to fear. You can renovate the kitchen or update a bathroom or 2. So lock in your rate now before they, well, I don't want to say it out loud. If choosing the better option is your worry, you can be confident that Dollar Bank's loan experts have only your best interests in mind, since they're not paid a commission. So lock in your rate before they go up again. Get those home improvements done with a rate as low as 3.29% APR, fixed for 7 years. Longer terms are available. Stop by, call 1-800-242-BANK, or visit dollar.bank. Dollar Bank, mutually inspired. Rate is for well-qualified borrowers and includes a discount with a maintained qualifying checking account. Not available for the refinance of a Dollar Bank loan, line, or mortgage of less than $15,000 in new money. Monthly payment of $13.34 per $1,000 borrowed. Other terms and conditions apply. Subject to change without notice. Equal housing lender.
Check out the new TribLive High School Sports Network on social media this season for breaking news, scores, pictures, videos, links to our articles, and more. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram under the handle TribLive HSSN. Get in the conversation on Facebook at facebook.com/TribLive HSSN. And on our YouTube channel, you can find thousands of interviews with local student athletes and coaches, plus highlights and full games. The spot for Western Pennsylvania high school sports on social media this season is the new TribLive High School Sports Network.
Back here at the Wolvarena, George Novak Field, the home of the Woodland Hills Wolverines, but tonight the home for the Pittsburgh Central Catholic Vikings. They lead Seneca Valley 10-7 at the half in this Class 6A matchup. Matt Vandriak, Greg Finley with you here on the TribLive High School Sports Network. Seneca Valley will get the ball when we start this second half, but Greg, checking your TribLive HSSN High School football scoreboard, and Craig, a busy night starting in Class 6A.
Yeah, with North Allegheny, they're going to be taking on Seneca Valley next week, a 35-6 lead over Norwin in the second quarter. Baldwin all over Butler. It's 48-0. That's in the second quarter as well. Moving to 5A, Laurel Highlands leads Albert Gallatin 19-0 second quarter. Franklin Regional 35-0 over Plum in the second quarter. Mars 10, Moon 7, the battle of the planets there at Mars.
It's an intergalactic battle.
Yeah, that's in the second quarter. West Allegheny all over Chartiers Valley, 31-0 in the second. Kiski over Shaler 17-0. North Hills 14, Fox Chapel 10. Second quarter, Gateway 14, Penn Trafford 7 in the second quarter. Upper St. Clair 14, Peters 0 in the second. Hampton and Armstrong tied at 7. McKeesport 21, Connellsville 7. Penn Hills 26, Greater Latrobe 7. And Bethel Park leads Woodland Hills, where we're at tonight, 7-0 in the second quarter. Moving to 4A, Bell Vernon 29, Ambridge 0. South Fayette 35, Beaver 0. Laurel Highlands leads Albert Gallatin 19-0. Highlands 13, Keystone Oaks 7. TJ over Ringgold 20-0. That's also in the second quarter. Greensburg Salem 14, Trinity 0. Blackhawk all over Knock 34-6 in the second quarter. Newcastle 14, Montour 3. To 3A. It's Elizabeth Forward 10, Deer Lakes 0, North Catholic 14, Burrell 0, Beaver Falls 19, South Park 13, Aliquippa all over Waynesburg Central 28-0, Highlands 13, Keystone Oaks 7, Freeport over Derry 7-0, Central Valley trailing Quaker Valley 18-0, Yawk over Uniontown 28-0. To Double A, Sarah Catholic, Elwood City both tied at 7. Fraser 24, Southmoreland 10. Mohawk leads New Brighton 33-0. Clarington 7, Fort Cherry 0. 56-0 Freedom over Shenango in the second quarter. West Beaver Trail Southside 20-7. Avonworth 14, Valley 12. Riverside 31, Neshannock 0 in the second quarter. Shadyside Academy 33. Brownsville 0. Seton LaSalle 6. Burgettstown 0. Beth Center 28. Carmichael's 0. Ligonier Valley leads Penns Manor 27-0. McGuffey over Northgate 21-0. Charleroi 23. Washington 13. And to single A, West Green leads Bentworth 22-6. Monessen 8. California 6. Rochester 8. Laurel 0. Clareton 2, Mapletown 0. That went final.
Yeah, Mapletown had to forfeit that game, Greg. They only had 18 guys on their roster and had 4 guys injured in their Week 0 game last week. They elected to not play the game, so Mapletown deciding that they would rather, because it's non-conference, just take the forfeit defeat and try to get guys healthy for the following week, as opposed to potentially putting their team in jeopardy being able to finish the next couple of weeks.
Okay, that threw me off that it said final already at 8:15 here. Okay, so Cornell 6, Union 0. Greensburg Central Catholic 7, Riverview 0. Our Lady of the Sacred Heart 12, Stowe Rock 6. Chartiers, Houston, Jefferson, Morgan both tied at 6. McGuffey over Northgate 21-0. And Jeanette over Leechburg 12-0. That's all for your scoreboard here on the TribLive High School Sports Network.
You can find scores anytime at TribLive. TribHSSN.TribLive.com, and every day at TribHSSN.TribLive.com. We have something new for the football fans, including WPIAL and PIAA rankings, along with the district power rankings, 5 things to watch, the Trib 7 countdown, and much, much more. And if you haven't had enough after the Friday night lights, we got a doubleheader for you tomorrow on the network as well. It starts with the Double-A matchup, 12:30, Apollo Ridge at Summit Academy. And then at 1 o'clock, the defending 6A champions, the Pine Richland Rams, look to rebound from their loss to IMG Academy last week, and they might as well just schedule a college team to play against. That IMG Academy team is so loaded. Pine Richland hosts Hempfield tomorrow in a 6A clash. 1 o'clock, Don Rebel and Mike Azadi will have the call for you on that one. Sean Saputo, Rob McKinney will have the Apollo Ridge Summit Academy game from out there in Butler County, home of the Knights. Teams back on the field here, getting ready to start half number 2. 10-7 Central Catholic in the lead. And while we own Friday nights, and we definitely own them, follow our Trib HSSN fall sports coverage every day with soccer and volleyball broadcasts and a lot more. Your home for all high school sports is the TribLive High School Sports Network. And we'll look ahead a little bit as well. Next Friday and Saturday, conference play continues around the WPIAL. And Trib HSSN has at least 30 broadcasts from Week 2, including our video stream game of the week. We'll give it away. It's going to be Thomas Jefferson at Bell Vernon next Friday night. Well, Seneca Valley will start with the football here, Greg, to get the second half underway. And we'll see what they come out with offensively. But the one thing I've been very impressed with for Seneca Valley is the composure of Caden Smithco. We talked about what Gabe Lawson did last week in the 30-6 victory over Erie Cathedral Prep. Lawson leading the way, 188 yards and 3 touchdowns, led the team in rushing with 65, had a ground score as well. Caden Smithco, as Coach Ron Butchley told us, different breed, different kind of quarterback, not as athletic, but a gritty kid who's really tough, and he has shown no fear out here tonight as he's led his offense very well, and besides a couple of bad snaps, really no missteps for this Seneca Valley offense with a different man under center.
No, we really haven't seen that many mistakes at all other than those snaps that you brought up. We haven't seen fumbles or interceptions. There's been some low snaps, some high snaps, but Caden Smithco, he's done everything he can. He's kept the football. He's taken the hits. The pressure from the Vikings, they continue to bring the pressure on Smithco. He keeps his composure. He's able to make throws. Like I said, Luke Smith with these slant routes has really helped Smithco find the open receiver. Smith has been able to burn his guy and get open on these slant patterns. They just got to get Josh McClain the ball a little bit more. He's their top receiver. He had 2 touchdowns last week, and I really haven't seen him get the ball at all in the first half.
I think one thing I'd like to see more from Seneca Valley is a little bit more stable in the ground game as well. Besides the 34-yard run by Stanger, the ground game really has been mostly non-existent for Seneca Valley, a little bit here and there, but I think they got to find a way to get that ground game going because I think Central Catholic will make adjustments underneath the veteran head coach Terry Totten. And while this is a team that only has 5 starters back from last season, it's a very strong defensive Central Catholic team. And we've seen the way those linebackers played in the opening half. Any mistake Seneca Valley made, Central Catholic's been there to jump on it.
Yeah, I mean, later on in that second quarter, we saw those screen passes again, but you saw the low hit by Sinceri. You saw the pressure come in from the Twins. I mean, you've seen it all on defense. They've adjusted. After they gave up the touchdown, you haven't really seen them allow Seneca Valley to move the football as much. And, yeah, like you said, Stanger had that one long run, but other than that, and he got lucky. He got wrapped up by 4 different guys. He just able to sneak on through and extend that play. It could very well be 10-0 if he doesn't make that play.
Well, one thing we haven't touched on is the Class 6A this year. Now, the playoffs are going to work. Going to be a little bit different with just 9 teams in 6A this year. 6 teams will qualify for the postseason. The top 2 teams will receive first-round byes. Then those top seeds will have home field for the semifinals as opposed to playing at a neutral site as in years past. So this game very big for both of these teams as they would like to have that opportunity to host a semifinal game should they both make the playoffs. That's why you got to keep rolling here when these section games start to count because both teams with non-section wins last week. Seneca Valley receives the opening kickoff. They'll move it right to left to get quarter number 3 started, lining it up for Central Catholic's John Opalco to kick it off from left to right. Sun has set here in Turtle Creek, and Opalco's kick all the way back to the end zone. Bringing it out here is going to be Meinweiser. Meinweiser gets across the 15, fights out to the 20, and he's brought down at the 21-yard line by Mark Craighead for Central Catholic. And Seneca Valley to the offense here, down by 3, and as quarter number 3 gets underway. Good kick by Opalco, forcing Meinweiser back deep. Able to get a good return, though.
Caught it at about the 2-yard line, was backpedaling into the end zone. Looked like he was about to lose his balance. If he falls over in the end zone, it would have been a safety. Able to regain his balance and get it up to about a touchback. That's
Indeed.
exactly what he did. He got
right
it to a touchback.
at the 20, so he got 18 on the return. And here comes Seneca Valley to the offense. Caden Smithco, the junior, first career start under center. He's looked good so far. And he'll try to keep the Seneca Valley offense moving. Right to left, the visitors move here to start this second half of play. Buggy night here in Turtle Creek. Here comes Smithco, calls his own number, tries the left side, and he goes nowhere. Central Catholic all over it as Gus Sinceri shuts it down.
Yeah, Gus Sinceri saw it coming, plugs up the middle, puts the head on him. He's fired up after making this play. Look at it. He breaks right through Smith. Smith tries to make the block, but Sinceri broke right through, gets right to the quarterback. No gain.
Gus Sinceri was part of the quarterback competition in the offseason before Dom Pito beat him out, but Sinceri's bread and butter is the defensive side of the football. He shows it there. 2nd and 10. Quick strike. The tight end Stebbins makes the catch. Sheds a tackler across the 25 and gets out to the 28-yard line. Luke Harris makes the stop. But there's the big tight end again as we see Jake Stebbins. Big play for Seneca Valley on 2nd down.
Yeah, just as you bring up Sinceri making a play right here, he's behind on this play, and Stebbins, get off of me, sheds 2 tackles, and then he's finally brought down by Harris.
8 gain on the play, brings the 3rd and 2 from the 28-yard line here for the Raiders. Stenger gets the handoff, tries to stutter step, and he's going nowhere. Seneca Valley's defense swallows it up, drives him backwards, ball pops out as 4 blue jerseys were in there, charge led by A.J. Beatty, and then cleaned up by a host of Vikings.
Yeah, we talked about it at halftime, how it would be interesting to see if Seneca tries to run the football, because Pittsburgh Central Catholic's defense has just read the run pretty well in that first half. And again, it was 3rd down and 2. They went with the run, got eaten up by 4 Vikings up front.
No gain, 4th and 2 from the 28, and Seneca Valley will punt it away. So Central Catholic forces a 3 and out to start the second half. Winters awaits this snap at his own 14-yard line. Loses the handle on it. Winters feeling pressure, tries to get away from O'Rourke, and able to still get a decent kick off to the far side of the field. Takes a nice Seneca Valley roll, and it'll be down at the 35-yard line. So I'm not sure what Seth Winters' nationality is. I doubt that it's Australian, but he went Australian rules there and ends up with the G'day, mate, as he gets that punt all the way down inside the 35-yard line after botching that snap.
Yeah, botches the snap, has to get away from pressure because they're trying to tackle him here, and he gets a great boot off. It almost got knocked down, too, by John O'Rourke. He got the pressure on, got the right hand up, but that's a great punt and took a great bounce, too.
Central will start at their own 36-yard line. The Vikings' first offensive drive of the 3rd quarter. Pito under center. I-backs join him. Single receivers out to each side, tight end to the right. Handoff going to go up the middle, finding some room through the defense there is Kenneth Blake as he picks up about 3. Initial contact made by Evan Smith, and then the play cleaned up by Felipe Junquera. So Central Catholic continues their running back rotation. Blake, the first ball carrier here in the second half, gets 3 on his first touch. 2nd and 7 for the Vikings from their own 38. Pito drops back to the shotgun this time. 2 backs in the backfield, single wides to each side. Tight end here to the near side. Pito trying to come this way underneath pattern. Catch made at the Seneca Valley at the Central 45-yard line, then crossing to the 38-yard line is Gavin Thompson. He moves the sticks. Second reception of the night and a first down for the Vikings in the Raiders territory.
And now we see them go with the slant route right there. You see it, and he makes the catch, takes one hit, and then another one up across the 50-yard line. Working the football now with the pass play. Pito is dangerous throwing the football as well as running, and we saw him right there find an open Thompson.
1st and 10 now from the Seneca Valley 47-yard line. Pito under center, I-backs behind him. Shifts the fullback O'Rourke to the right side. Blake will get the call behind his fullback, tries to find some room, gets about 4. But a flag on the play likely to negate the result of that one as O'Rourke shows his defensive prowess there, tackling Drew Roberts. And unfortunately, when you're an offensive player, well, you can't tackle somebody.
You can, you're just going to get flagged for it.
There's holding and then there's tackling. That
Yes.
one was pretty hard for the official to miss.
It was right away, too. As soon as the handoff, we saw the flag immediately.
So it would have been a gain of about 5 on the play, negated by the hold. Sends Central Catholic back onto their own side of the 50 now. And it'll be first down and a long way to go. 1st and 22 at the 41. Pito looks to the sideline, spreading it out a bit more this time with a 3-receiver set. 2 out to the left, single wide to the right. Tight end on the near side of the field here as well. Blake the single back. Pito calling out the signal. puts a receiver in motion, and here comes that end-around toss to Gavin Thompson. Thompson trying to stretch the field, breaks a tackle, he crosses midfield into Seneca Valley territory, and rode out of bounds at the Raiders' 45-yard line. Stop made by Evan Smith, but a nice play there as Thompson on that little end around picks up positive yards.
Yeah, now we're seeing Pittsburgh Central Catholic work the football more to Thompson here in this third quarter. Look at this. Moves to his left, avoids one tackle, extends it, gets past the original line of scrimmage, and now he got 1 yard more than what the original line of scrimmage would have been.
2nd and 9 from the Seneca Valley 45-yard line, and that was Jake Stebbins on the stop for the Raiders. As Pito lines up under center, I-backs behind him, single wides out to each side. Pito going to call his own number, tries to find room to the left side, and that misdirection play picks up about 4, maybe 5 on the play. Stacked up by a host of Raiders, charge led by Felipe Junquera.
Doesn't even really fake the handoff. He pretty much just kept it. Couple of guys able to bring him down on that play.
Stebbins in on the stop as well. 3rd and 5 from the 42 of Seneca Valley. Central Catholic on the move. Out of the shotgun. Pito's pressure comes. Blitz picked up. Pito stays in, fires, looking for his man. Ball tipped around and incomplete as Brennan Hayes on the defense there for Seneca Valley, but judging by his reaction, the officials feel that defense came just a bit early.
Yeah, it looked like that he put some hands on the intended wide receiver before the ball is even touched by the receiver. Yeah, there's definitely some contact there. Thompson runs a quick button hook, turns around, ready for the ball, and there's some contact right there. That's definitely pass interference.
And that will give Central Catholic a first down into Seneca Valley territory, much to the demise of Brennan Hayes, who felt he timed that one just about right. Close call, but Seneca Valley, much to the demise of the Seneca Valley faithful who made the not short trip down here tonight. Central Catholic inside the 30 after that penalty. Pass interference will move the Vikings down to the 27-yard line of the Raiders. 10-7 Central on top with 7:05 left here in this third quarter. Come the Vikings, Pito. Under center, I-backs, Blake the deep back. Fullback on this set is Aaron Thomas. Is Mark Craighead. And here comes Blake, runs right into a linebacker and fights through. Ball pops loose. And Seneca Valley says they have it. We'll see what the officials say. Sorting it out. And they say possession is going to stay with Central Catholic, but a nice pop by Jake Stebbins at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, Stebbins puts the hit on, ball comes loose, but Pittsburgh Central Catholic able to get it back. Here's the hit. Look at that. Good hit by Stebbins. You can see why he's getting looked at for D1 schools at a linebacker. Phenomenal hit. Ball did come loose, but Pittsburgh keeps it.
5 gains, 2nd and 5 for the Vikings now at the Seneca Valley 22-yard line. I-backs, inside handoff. Craig had the big fullback, first down, and then some inside the 15 and spun down at the 12. Connor Hayes makes the stop for Seneca Valley, but that little fullback dive up the gut, and Mark Craighead moves the sticks into the red zone and inside the 15. Here comes Central Catholic.
Continuing the ground and pound. Inside handoff. Nice tackle right there, wrapping him up. I think that was Stebbins again. No, it was Connor Hayes that made the tackle. But, yeah, we're seeing more and more guys get the football. We haven't really seen Craighead's name called in the first half. Now they're working him into it. Pittsburgh Central Catholic, a lot of weapons for the run.
1st and 10 at the 12-yard line. Vikings can get a first down before they find the end zone here. Handoff comes to Blake through the right side, and he's inside the 10 down to the 7-yard line. Stop made by Seneca Valley's David Catch. But a strong run here, and it looks like the Central Catholic offensive line starting to wear down their defensive opposition.
Continuing to do ground and pound up the middle, working the football, gains more and more yards, and they've extended this drive very well by way of the run.
And a timeout on the field here, and I think that Seneca Valley is going to have to use it because there are too many defensive players on the green. So the timeout called for by the Raiders. 5:19 left here in this third quarter, and a 10-7 Central Catholic lead. Coming up after the game, it's the WPIAL Football Scoreboard Show with Don Rebel from the new Trib HSSN World Headquarters with all the scores and recaps from Week 1 of WPIAL football. Don't miss the WPIAL Football Scoreboard Show after the game. It's only here on the TribLive High School Sports Network. Some of the top athletes of the WPIAL are featured every week on the TribLive High School Sports Network. Log on to our website this fall and check out which athletes we're talking to. TribLive High School Sports Network, all bases covered. High school football 2K18 for you here. And your video stream game of the week here at Woodland Hills. The Wolvarena and Turtle Creek out of the Seneca Valley timeout. Central Catholic has it 2nd and 7 from the Raiders 9. 10-7, Vikings on top, looking to add to it. Dom Pito under center. I-backs behind him. Blake the deep backer, O'Rourke the fullback. Tight set this time for the Vikings. Vikings get a first down before the end zone. Here comes the handoff. Blake up the middle, and this time has nowhere to go as he's stacked up by the linebacking core of Seneca Valley. Actually stepping up from the defensive back spot again was Connor Hayes. Has been very active and a good tackle there on Blake.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, you almost have to expect it's going to be a run the way Pittsburgh Central Catholic has moved the ball by way of the run. He tries to spin away, unable to do so. Nice tackle made by Seneca Valley. Have an injury on the field.
Seneca Valley player down. Looks like checking to see who that is. I think that's Stebbins down there, and so they're trying to work out a cramp there, Greg. The right leg kind of bending him back. A little massage of the calf area there. And on a night like this, that is surprisingly the first cramp we've seen, because if I had chocolate chips in my pocket, I would know what a Toll House cookie feels like. It's quite warm here. Taking a look next week for these two schools, Greg. Central Catholic at North Allegheny next Friday night. That's going to be a big matchup there. You mentioned North Allegheny leading in their game tonight. And then Seneca Valley will head back home, the next tier stadium, taking on Cannon McMillan next week. So the Raiders, after making the long trek down here to Turtle Creek this week, will have Cannon McMillan, who will make the long trek from Washington County up north next week.
And we know what Coach Butchley said when we talked to him. I don't like those long bus rides.
Especially when one of the buses gets lost. The Wolverena's not been it's not been a kind destination to buses this season. Coach Butchley mentioning that one of the Seneca Valley buses got lost on the way down here. Last week, McKinley Tech from D.C., their bus broke down on their way from the hotel.
Oh, my.
Yeah. Back to play. 3rd and 5 for Central Catholic. Good to see Stebbins able to walk it off. And he's been a playmaker on both sides of the ball here tonight. Very active as a linebacker and some clutch catches from the tight end position as well. Last week's leading receiver for Seneca Valley with 101 yards receiving in that 30-6 win over Erie McDowell. Back to play. We roll under 5 minutes left here in this third quarter. 3rd and 5. Vikings at the Seneca Valley 8-yard line. Tight set. I-backs behind Pito, who's under center. Pito shifts O'Rourke to the left. Here comes the handoff. Blake up the middle. Fights inside and stretches to the 2-yard line. That'll be enough for a Central Catholic first down, as Kenneth Blake, who's been the feature back here in this second half, able to move the sticks.
They aren't giving it to him.
Oh, they're not?
They are calling it 4th and inches.
Wow, interesting call here now for Terry Totten and Central Catholic, as we see Blake run right behind his fullback O'Rourke. Blockers were there, but they spot him just short.
I think his elbow might have hit the ground before he tried to extend it for the first down.
Terry Totten going to channel his inner Kenny Rogers here and gamble. Not going to hold him. Try to fold him here. 4th and 1 from the 4. Pito calls his own number. Good initial push. Seneca Valley pushes back. And we will see where the officials spot this one. Seneca Valley feels like they got the stop. We'll see what the men in stripes say. Pito pushed right into the interior of the line there. He got a good push to start, but then Seneca Valley got a good push back, and it all depends on the spot here. O'Rourke trying to give him some direction. He only needed about a half yard, and then Seneca Valley pushed it back, and
the way that he ducked down, it might have possibly moved the football forward to the first down marker, but yeah, it's going to depend on the spot here. It's close.
Calling for the chains. This could be a momentum swinger here. Seneca Valley gets this stop. That's huge as they'll get the ball back, even though they're in the shadow of their own goal line. It'll bring the Central Catholic drive to an end. If Central has this first down, they're going to be about 4 yards away from pay dirt. Central Catholic says the spot's in their favor. The referee agrees, so forward progress granted. And the Vikings get a fresh set of downs. They'll have it first down and goal at the Seneca Valley 3.
Quarterback keeper by Pito. He knew that there was going to be pressure, and it's right up the middle where they had to get pushed by his offensive lineman to try and get the ball across, and he got it by the nose of the football.
First and goal coming up here from the 2-yard line. Central Catholic to the line, same set. Blake the deep back. He'll get the call up the middle. Blake towards the end zone. Seneca Valley stands it up and keeps him out. A host of Raiders in there to make the stop. Looks like Mitchell Curran, the man who stepped in for Jake Stebbins, was the man who made initial contact as well. One gain on the play. Second and goal from the 1 for the Vikings. Trying to make this a double-digit lead in a 2-possession game. Tight set again. Pito under center. Blake the deep back. O'Rourke the lead. Shifting O'Rourke to the left. Pito tossing it to the left. Blake trying to turn the corner. Dives for the pylon. Touchdown, Central Catholic. Kenneth Blake crosses the line. And the Vikings take a 16-7 lead on the 1-yard touchdown run. Tossing it outside. Blake stretched the field as far as he could. Dove for the pylon. And finds pay dirt, 16-7 Vikings.
Boy, how about that play call? We continue to see ground and pound up the middle, ground and pound. This time they go pitch to the left side, takes a hit, but extended the football across the pylon for the touchdown.
PAT coming up here for Central Catholic and kicker John Opalco. Opalco, 2 for 2, plus a field goal here tonight. He was 3 for 3 on PATs with the game-winning field goal last week against Erie Cathedral Prep. Try to make this a 10-point game. Shift in personnel here for Seneca Valley as Christoback comes in, McLean comes off. A little bit shaken up after the defensive play. Pito the holder here for Opalco, who comes on for this point after try. Hold down, kick up, and it is good. Opalco splits the uprights for the second time tonight on PATs, and Central Catholic takes their first drive of the second half to the end zone. 1-yard touchdown run by Kenneth Blake. 17-7 Central Catholic in the lead. We'll take a break and be right back. You're watching WPIAL Football 2018 here on the TribLive High School Sports Network.
It's the respect I have for my opponents, the trust I have in my teammates, a coach who treats me with dignity, and a university that has faith in me on and off the field. That's what keeps me focused, why I practice harder, play my heart out. I play to win. I play for Carlo. Tell us your story using #WhatDriveSYou.
Carlo University is a proud sponsor of the TribLive High School Sports Network.
Back here at the Wolvarena, George Novak Field. Central Catholic scoring there on their first drive of this second half to take a 17-7 lead. 1-yard touchdown run by Kenneth Blake. Pushing the Vikings lead to 10 alongside Greg Finley. Matt Vandriak with you here on the TribLive High School Sports Network. Impressive drive by the Vikings, Greg.
Absolutely it was. They killed a lot of clock here in the third quarter, too. The way that they stopped Seneca to open up the first drive of the third quarter and then respond with a touchdown.
Return man driven back to the 2-yard line. Here comes Meinwieser, gets across the 15, fights out to the 20, still on his feet, and works all the way out to the 23 for being stacked up by the Central Catholic special teams. Marco Marchionda and Gus Sinceri on the stop for the Vikings. 21 on the return for Seneca Valley. And don't want to say that this is a must-score drive here for Seneca Valley, but down 2 scores with 2:38 left in the third quarter. The Raiders, that is, definitely need to get something going and at least flip the field.
The way Pittsburgh Central Catholic worked clock in their opening drive, there's only 2:38 here in the third quarter. If you're Seneca, you kind of want a quick drive to score and hopefully make a stop. A field goal at least.
From the 23, here come the Raiders. Second try on offense here in this second half, down 17-7. Caden Smithco, the starter in place of the injured Gabe Lawson. Option toss to the near side. Stanger tries to find room and gets across the 25 to the 26-yard line, and a flag on the play as well. And I think we're going to have 15 added onto the play.
We're definitely getting roughing the passer. It was a quick pitch, and he gets wrapped up after he releases the football and pretty much driven to the ground. It wasn't just, I don't even know how to explain it. It wasn't good defense by the Vikings. He got rid of the ball clearly, and then he gets body slammed onto the ground. That's a 15-yard penalty. Right in front of the official, too.
So it looked like about 5 gained on the run by Stanger, and then a personal foul against Central Catholic. Second time tonight there's been a roughing the passer call.
Look how long it takes here. He's already gotten rid of the ball. You just let go in that situation, but now a body slam and a hard one.
Indeed. See Elliott Morgan for Central Catholic. Channel his inner Kurt Angle there at the good belly-to-belly toss. Result of the play and the penalty gives Seneca Valley a first down at their own 41-yard line. Smithco out of the gun, fakes the handoff, has time, fires outside, man there, catch made out to the 45-yard line. Quick tackle made by Sinceri on the completion to Josh McLean.
And see that? Now they're getting the ball to McLean. Talked about it at halftime. We really didn't see him get the ball that much. Play action, it's great blocking up front. Gives him plenty of time to make the throw. Going up and making the catch, McLean, nice play.
Picks up 5 on the play, 2nd and 5 from the 46. As Seneca Valley makes their way towards midfield. 1:40 in a rolling third quarter clock. Vikings lead by 10. And after the touchdown drive by Central Catholic, Seneca Valley seeing if they can answer like they did the first scoring drive that Central Catholic opened the game with. Smithco under center. Here comes Stanger up the gut with a good push. Has the first down as he spins across midfield into Central Catholic territory all the way to the Viking 46-yard line. And Stanger, just a tough runner there, forcing a lot of men to try to bring him down, and he kept moving forward.
Yeah, and look here. He goes up the middle, gets a great block right up front, puts his head down, and then he just brings the defenders with him and extends the play for the first down.
Fresh set of downs at the Central Catholic 47-yard line. Smithco out of the gun. Looks to his left, fires, has a man, catch made inside the 40 and close to the marker there. Josh McLean picks up about 9 on the play before being brought down by Central Catholic's Jay-Sean Hawkins.
Work the ball to McLean. He's a playmaker. That's what they're doing.
And he has enough for the first down, so he gets 10. And another fresh set for Seneca Valley at the Central Catholic 37. Smithco in relief of Gabe Lawson, who was injured last week, suffered a shoulder injury. Now Butchley decides to give him a little bit longer to heal. Confident in Smithco, who's looked good tonight. Stanger gets the call, lowers his shoulder inside the 35 and fights to the 34-yard line. Initial contact made by Central Catholic's Luke Harris. Had some help on the play as well. from number 55, Amar Allen. And maybe the last play of this third quarter. See if Seneca Valley wants to run one more as runner 10 seconds remaining here in the third frame. Smithco to the line, looks at the clock, no rush here. It looks like that's going to be all for your third quarter. We'll bring it back with quarter number 4. Seneca Valley with the 2nd and 6 of the Central Catholic 33. Down 17-7 when we resume. 3 chapters written, 1 more still to be told at least here from George Novak Field at the Wolvarena. Central Catholic leads Seneca Valley 17-7 after 3. We'll take a break and be back with quarter number 4 here watching WPIAL High School Football 2K18 here on the TribLive High School Sports Network.
TribLive has a little something for everyone. Sports from high school to the pros. News from across the street and around the world. Arts and entertainment. Lifestyles. Opinion. Weather. Photo galleries. Video. You can even find your next job, house, and car. So look alive, Pittsburgh, and get the news you want and information you need all in one place. TribLive.com. TribLive.com. News and more 24/7.
Log on every Wednesday night at 7 o'clock for the latest high school football news during this week in the WPIAL, only here on the new TribLive High School Sports Network. Join Don Rebel and other members of the TribLive High School Sports Network team as it visits with WPIAL football coaches, plus they run down the upcoming schedule and preview the weekend's top high school football games. That's this week in the WPIAL, every Wednesday at 7 p.m. this fall, only on the new TribLive High School Sports Network.
Back here at the Wolvarena, fourth quarter underway. Seneca Valley left to right here in frame number 4, 2nd and 6 of the Central Catholic 33-yard line. Smithco out of the gun, looking down the far sideline, overshoots everybody and nearly intercepted by Luke Robeson. And miscommunication there, Greg, between the quarterback and his intended target, and it almost goes awry as the nearest player to the football was wearing a Central Catholic uniform in the form of number 7, Luke Robeson.
And they went play action. Smith stops at about the 20-yard line. The pass is intended for about the 5-yard line. There was definitely miscommunication, or he just tried to get rid of it because of pressure, but almost intercepted. Thankfully for Smithco, gets another crack at it.
Or as farmer Fran the Waterboy would say, lives to play another day.
Lives to play another day.
3rd and 6 from the 33. Big conversion try here for Seneca Valley. Smithco out of the shotgun. 2 receivers to the left, single wide to the right. Pressure coming. Smithco tries to elude it. Smithco going to pull it down. Towards the marker, breaks a tackle. First down inside the 25 to the 24-yard line. Stop made on the play by Anthony DeFalco. But we see Smithco there show that grit, show that toughness, and pick up a Seneca Valley first down.
There are 2 guys coming on the outside pressure here. There's Dallas, and there's also another guy coming in. That's Amir Allen. You have 2 guys coming in on pressure, keeping the football. Smithco extends it to the first down. That's a fantastic play by a backup quarterback that's starting tonight. He's looked great. That's a phenomenal play on a 3rd down and long.
1st and 10 now for the Raiders at the Viking 23-yard line. Smithco comes out of the gun, 2 receivers to each side. Backside pressure comes, throws underneath. Catch made by Stanger, and that one's read easier than a Dr. Seuss book. All over it for Central Catholic is Luke Harris.
It's a screenplay, but Harris read it. Like you said, as soon as the ball is caught, Harris is there to make the play. Look at the pressure coming. And right there he is, Harris. Ready to make the tackle as soon as the ball was caught. Read it, like you said, easier than a Dr. Seuss book.
Green eggs and ham, perhaps?
I've never heard that analogy before. That's good.
As long as you're enjoying the Dr. Seuss hit, it's good. Did you ever read Green eggs and ham, Greg?
Oh, of course.
All right. How about Horton Here's a Who?
Yes.
Can you say that 3 times fast?
Probably not.
All right. 2 yards lost on the play, 2nd and 12, and we have a timeout taken by the Raiders. So they want to talk things over. Their 2nd timeout, I believe, of this second half, so only 1 will remain for Ron Butchley to work with. Don't forget, coming up after the game, it's the WPIAL Football Scoreboard Show. with Don Rebel from the new Trib HSSN World Headquarters with all of the scores and recaps from Week 1 of WPIAL Football 2K18. Don't miss the WPIAL Football Scoreboard Show after the game. It's only here on the TribLive High School Sports Network. And also don't forget tomorrow, more high school football action for you here on the network. Doubleheader for you, Saturday afternoon style. Class AA matchup. Summit Academy hosts Apollo Ridge at 12:30. Sean Saputo, Rob McKinney on the call with that one. And then at 1 o'clock, the defending 6A champions, the Pine Richland Rams, look to right the ship against WPIAL competition after playing a semi-professional football team last week in IMG Academy. They'll take on Hempfield 1 o'clock from the Taj Mahal in Pine Richland. 2nd and 12 from the 25. Here comes Seneca Valley out of the TO, and we're going to have another one now as Central Catholic will take the timeout as well. Mentioned Central Catholic, quite a history, Greg, and quite a run over the past 6 seasons. 65-9, over the past 5 seasons of the Vikings. 3 WPIL championships, 1 state title, and 6 consecutive WPIAL title game appearances. Central Catholic has dominated this series against Seneca Valley as well. Last year's matchup, the closest, a 28-21 at Highmark Stadium. Prior to that, the Vikings winning 5 other games, 4 in the regular season, and then the inaugural 6A championship in 2016 by a combined score of 237-55. That's an average score of 40-9. The last Seneca Valley win, a 34-7 win on a fall Thursday night at Next Tier Stadium back in 2012 when I wore a slightly younger man's clothes.
Last week was win number 148 for Terry Totten. If he gets the win tonight, he's looking for 150 next week.
10 minutes and 44 seconds away is Mr. Totten from that 149th victory. 2nd and 12 after back-to-back timeouts, one each way. Seneca Valley out of the gun. Smithco takes the snap, rolls left, feels pressure, tries to elude, comes back to the near side, backside, pressure coming, and Smithco is buried on the quarterback sack by Amar Allen. And Allen, I'm not sure if he's watched some wrestling or maybe some rodeo, but a bulldog tackle on the play there. He corrals him by the head and drives him into the turf hard.
Could have almost been a face mask. But, man, the pressure on the outside from the Allen twins all game. They have come after Smithco. They are dangerous.
Yeah, that tough tackle. Flashback to the 70s there with that kind of quarterback roughness. 3rd and 22 now for the Vikings at the Seneca Valley at the 35, and down the near sideline. Pass incomplete, but a flag flies. Contact on the near sideline as Dom Dodson out there with Luke Smith. And a flag thrown, and we'll see what the call is here. I'm not sure that pass was catchable, Greg, but I don't think you can call interference, but maybe you can call some illegal contact.
Well, we look at the replay. Is this pass? This pass is definitely out of bounds, and I didn't really see that much contact.
Going to call it, though. Beyond the 5 yards, the contact, and I don't think that's pass interference, but it's going to be a 5-yard penalty and give Seneca Valley another crack on 3rd down. So this will be back at the... So they enforce a 15-yarder on that. So 3rd and 7 coming up for Seneca Valley. Ball spot at the 20, but we'll see here to what the officials actually decide on. I thought that illegal contact was just 5 yards, but I've been wrong before. Officials will sort this one out.
I'm pretty sure in high school football there is no such thing as an uncatchable pass. So with that pass still being out of bounds with the contact, they still can throw the flag.
You're right. It'll be 15 yards, and that's where we are. 3rd down and 6 for Seneca Valley, so they get a crack to do it again. Much more manageable here. Just 6 yards away from the marker at the Central Catholic 20-yard line. Smithco out of the gun. Stanger to his right. Twin receivers to each side. Smithco looks to the left. Fires as a man underneath. Catch made. 1st down inside the 10, inside the 5. To the house. Touchdown, Seneca Valley! Josh McLean through the Central Catholic defense like a hot knife through butter. And the Vikings get the answer. The Raiders get the answer. Make it 17-13, 20-yard touchdown pass on third down. Smithco to Smith. Sorry, to McLean for the TD.
McLean, slant route. Again, they continue to work the slant route. And this is just a great play. Breaks that tackle, hops over a defender into the end zone. We talked about it at halftime. Get McLean the ball. They do it. Touchdown.
PAT here for Seneca Valley. Winner's kick is up, and it is good. 9:42 left here now in the fourth quarter. Seneca Valley gets a big answer and cuts the Central Catholic to lead to 3. 17-14, the Vikings on top. How about that drive by the Raiders, though, Greg? They needed to get something, and after the quarterback sack, made it 3rd down and 22. Get the 8 of the pass interference call, and then on 3rd and 6, the very next play, touchdown pass, the second of the night. This time, Caden Smithco finds Josh McLean from 20 out, and we have ourselves a 3-point ball game.
Gives Seneca Valley life, and they didn't have to kill too much clock in that situation. Got the ball at about 3.5 in the third quarter. Score with 9:42 left in the fourth. Now your defense cannot let Central Catholic run all over you. You need to get the ball back.
Check out the new Rebel Yell podcast featuring our own Don Rebel as he talks WPIAL football every Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Also go to hashtag AskDon with all of your questions, as Don has the answers, accurate or not, during every Friday show. Rebel Yell. Don Rebel. If you have a question about Hot Pockets or hash browns, he may answer that for you too.
I enjoy that podcast. It's a great idea. The knowledge that Don Rebel has, great idea to give him a podcast.
Never thought I'd see the day where Don Rebel had his own hashtag, but hey, hashtag AskDon. Winners with the kickoff here to the near side. This ball takes a bounce, taken at the 10-yard line by Robeson. Robeson gets across the 20, and then he gets pummeled on a big special teams hit by Sage Lay. Lay, the Division I recruit, the linebacker, being looked at by the University of Nevada, and he cues up the AC/DC because the return man got thunderstruck on that return.
Absolutely. Look at on the replay, takes the bounce, and you see Sage Lay just lay him out. He's lucky he held on to the football. Lay almost knocks the ball free on that hit.
1st and 10 from the 23. Momentum shifting to the visitors. 9:36 left in regulation. A 17-14 Central Catholic lead. And we'll see what the Vikings do here on offense. Will they stick to this smash mouth style? Greg, it seemed to me they wore down the Seneca Valley defense on that last drive.
Yeah, they did. We'll see if Seneca's ready for the run here.
Blake gets the call on 1st down, finds a hole, crosses the 25 and picks up 4 before being pushed backwards by Seneca Valley's Evan Smith.
Gets up the middle. 2 guys right there for the tackle. 2 things that will benefit Pittsburgh Central Catholic. They're going to try and work clock, and they're going to try and run the football the way that they've been doing it all game effectively.
3 gain on the play for Blake, who's been the featured back here in the second half for Central Catholic. 2nd and 7 from the Viking 26-yard line. Under 9 minutes now left here in this third quarter. 3-point lead for Central Catholic. I-backs tight set. Pito under center. Fullback shifting to the right. Handoff coming to the opposite side. Blake tries to stutter step through the line. Fights out to about the 27, maybe the 28-yard line. Picks up 2 before the tandem of Evan Smith and Josh McLean bring him down for Seneca Valley.
Yeah, Seneca's feeling it right now. They know if they make a stop here, it'll be a big one. We'll see if we see a run play again. It's not been very effective on the first 2 plays. It's 3rd and 7.
Central Catholic has come through on the pass when needed. As a good block by the fullback, but the pursuit just there by the Seneca Valley defense on that play. 1 gain, 3rd and 6 from the 27. Single back to the right. Pito out of the shotgun. Man in motion, and that toss sweep going to go to Thompson. Thompson turns the corner, stutter steps, has the 1st down across the 35, and fights out to the 37-yard line. Gavin Thompson dancing all night long with that one. First down, Vikings.
You're going to see it on your screen here in a second. Sage Late, he reads this play like a book, and he just misses the tackle. Thompson then gets an open field on his right side. Nice stutter step there to avoid one tackle and pick up the first down, extend the drive.
1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. Got 10 on the play. And a Vikings first down. And now they go back to that tight set. Single wides to each side. Eye backs behind Pito, who's under center for this one. Blake the deep back. Going to be the fullback up the gut instead. That's Craighead. And he fights across the 40 out to the 41-yard line for being brought down by the inside of that Seneca Valley defense. Both Lay and Stebbins, the solid linebackers, combine on that stop. Four picked up by Craighead. Out to the 41. Pito out of the gun this time with two backs joining him in the backfield. Looks to throw to the near sideline behind his man. Ball's deflected and falls incomplete as he tried to fire that one in to Gavin Thompson and pass behind Thompson, and luckily for Central Catholic, that deflected ball was not picked off.
Yeah, it gets deflected over towards the sideline. Josh McLean's reading it, but he's too far away to come down and make the catch.
3rd and 6 now coming up for Central Catholic, able to convert on the last third down try. From their own 41, clock stopped with 6:48 left here in the fourth quarter. Out of the gun, Pito fires near side, comeback pattern, catch made, and Seneca Valley has none of it. All over it as the Seneca Valley defense. Stebbins in on the tackle. A couple other white jerseys as well. Ryan Christa back in there as well. Nobody's fooled, and the defense all over it.
It's an interesting play call to go with a screen on 3rd down and 6, but the pressure was brought by Seneca Valley, making Pittsburgh Central Catholic have to get rid of it quick. But it's a great stop by Seneca.
4th and 7, Central Catholic to punt it away, and this one's partially blocked at the line of scrimmage. Going to take a bounce, though, in favor of the Vikings and gets a great roll inside the 40 down to the 37-yard line. And I think it was Stebbins, Greg, who got in there and got a hand as Opalco took a little bit too long getting that one off the foot.
Looked like it. They brought the pressure on. They had punt block formation. They brought everybody up front and was able to get through. That was Stebbins that got a hand on it. Nice deflection, and Seneca Valley, they have the momentum. Scored the touchdown. You now get your stop. Under 6 minutes to go in this game. Big drive coming up.
Getting the roll a little bit, though, on that punt was Central Catholic, as it'll start at the 37, as you said. Chance for Seneca Valley to take their first lead of the evening, trailing 17-14 with 5:54 left here in the fourth. Smithco out of the gun, fires to the far side, catch made, and picking up a solid 8 on the play there is Brennan Hayes. Second and 2 out to the 44. Seneca Valley moving a little bit quicker here on offense. 4 receivers, 2 to each side. Single back to Smith goes right out of the shotgun. Smith go to the near side of the field, floats this one up, and it is incomplete. Smith able to pull the ball in, but just could not toe the line as he was able to get back in front of Central Catholic's Dom Dotson with a nice comeback pattern.
Only need to get 1 foot in high school football. And you see it here on your screen. McLean, he adjusts, though. The throw was underthrown. He adjusts well, but you can see his foot does touch the white, incomplete.
Smith may have got away with a bit of a push-off there on Dotson as well. But a very manageable 3rd and 2 coming up here for the Raiders at their own 44-yard line, down 3 with 5:22 left here in this fourth quarter. Spread set, 2 receivers to each side. Smith come out of the gun. Stenger to his left. Pressure coming. Fires to the tight end. Stebbins stretches. Makes the grab. First down, Seneca Valley. Jake Stebbins, the senior tight end. Soft hands by the big guy again. Moves the chains. Big Big conversion for the Raiders.
Quick route by Stebbins. Moves to his left. Passes on the money. Extends. Gets the first down.
And a fresh set of downs for the Raiders at their own 48-yard line. Smithco under center. I-backs, 2 receivers out to the right, single wide left. Stenger gets the call, shedding tackles through the line and close to another Seneca Valley first down. Wrestled down from behind on the play by Anthony DeFalco. But Stenger, a big strong run right up the gut.
Look at it right here. Look at the block right up front. That's a great block on Sinceri, and that helps him extend it. Jake Meinwieser, phenomenal block up front.
Here comes Stanger again behind Meinwieser again. First down again, down to the 40-yard line. Stop made by Dallas, but a tough run as we see Stanger moving the sticks. Offensive lineman for Seneca Valley shaken up. That's Marcus Might. Might, the 6'6", 280-pound senior, starting right tackle, who, after taking last year off to focus on basketball, returns to the Seneca Valley team this year and adds to that very beefy front five.
And what you had talked about at halftime, the use of Stanger, we're seeing a lot more usage of him here in the second half. You had brought up how you wanted to see more. We're seeing more, and it's working.
First and 10 at the Central Catholic 41-yard line. Almost got the defense to jump. Smithco loses the football. Central Catholic has it. Smithco saying his arm was going forward. Dallas came away with the football, and we'll see what the officials say. It looked to me like Smithco might have got the defense to jump beforehand.
Looked like an incomplete pass to me. I think he moved his arm completely forward and then lost it. That's definitely got to be an incomplete pass. Look at it here on your screen.
Oh, look there. It almost got the defense to jump.
They gave the ball to Pittsburgh Central Catholic, and he definitely threw that.
Ooh. Oh, you hate to see a great game like this, Craig, and hope that this call is Ron Butchley's letting the officials have it because he saw what we saw. I think, first off, Smithco got the defensive end to jump.
I thought so, too.
And then, as you said, it looked like that arm was going forward and should have been an incomplete pass, and not going to hit the officials too hard or criticize them, but I think they got that one wrong. And that's big because now Central Catholic gets the football back. First and 10 at their own 44-yard line. And
if you're Seneca Valley, you still have time.
You do have time, but you only have one timeout left.
You need to make some stops, though. You know it's going to be some runs.
Here comes Central Catholic, I-back set. Handoff goes to Blake to the left side. Finds a hole, dives across the 50 down to the 49-yard line. Tripped up on the play by Seneca Valley's Evan Smith. But that's not what you want to do for Seneca Valley, is allow Central Catholic to get 8 on first down.
And Evan Smith makes a nice tackle because that could have been a wide open hole and gone, but Smith able to get him low, trip him up.
So we'll come back to it more than once probably, Greg, but Seneca Valley first and 10 at the Central Catholic 44-yard line, and that turnover, our first turnover of the night, that may not have been a turnover at all. 2nd and 4. Pito chucks it downfield, has a man catch made inside the 20-yard line and ran out at the 15 is Gavin Thompson, who continues his big plays. Gain of 35 and a first down for the Vikings, who are looking for that knockout punch now.
Wow, look at Pito. Step up. Here comes the pressure. He doesn't care, and he slings this ball deep. Adjustment by Thompson. Great catch and out of bounds.
35 gain on the play. Set Central Catholic up first and 10 at the Seneca Valley 15 with 3:14 left here in this fourth quarter. Vikings up by 3. But looking to put it away. I-backs, tight set, single wide to the right. Pito under center. Shifts his receiver now. Thompson in motion. Misdirection handoff going to go to the deep back Blake, and he gets stuck as he hits the hole. As stepping up is Jake Stebbins on the defensive side for the Raiders.
And Blake tries to go up the middle, and you see big Blake Stebbins step right in front, and boom, Stebbins with the hit.
2 gains, 2nd and 8 from the 13, but Central Catholic working that clock too, up by 3. And they're trying to put this one away. A field goal would still make it a 1-score game. That's Seneca Valley's hope. Central Catholic, though, with the touchdown. Likely ends this one. 2nd and 8 from the 13. High backs behind Pito. Handoff comes to Blake. Swallowed up again. Evan Smith into the backfield with a big tackle for the Raiders.
No, they're going to use their final timeout. I was wondering when we would see that. This is a big 3rd down.
Timeout taken.
Because now if you're Pittsburgh Central Catholic, if you run the ball and you don't get the 1st down, at least you can run some more clock. If you throw it and get the 1st down, you can pretty much run this out because there's no timeouts left.
Coming up after the game, it's the WPIAL Football Scoreboard Show with Don Rebel from the new Trib HSSN World Headquarters with all of the scores and recaps from Week 1 of this 2018 WPIAL High School football season. Don't miss the WPIAL Football Scoreboard Show after the game. It's only here on the TribLive High School Sports Network. Tune it in, man. 3rd and 10 coming up here for Central Catholic. Ball at the Seneca Valley 15. Raiders using their last time out. Trying to hold Central Catholic to, at worst, a field goal try.
I'm interested to see what Central Catholic does here. I'm expecting them to run it because even if you don't get the 1st down, you run the clock. But 3rd and 10, it's a long run that you would need.
From the 15, here come the Vikings out of the Raiders timeout, their final timeout of the ball game. Pito out of the gun, single back, and Central Catholic going to take the timeout as well. Don't forget to tune in for This Week in the WPIAL on Wednesday night at 7. Join us as we visit with some of the top WPIAL coaches, plus recap Week 1 and then preview Week 2 of the 2008 WPIAL High School football regular season. And while we own Friday nights, follow our Trib HSSN fall sports coverage every day with soccer and volleyball broadcasts and a lot more. Your home for all high school sports is the TribLive High School Sports Network. Well, Greg, interesting call coming up here for Central Catholic. 3rd and 10 at the 15-yard line. As you mentioned, a little bit far to call a running play, but if you go for the pass and don't complete it, then the clock stops. If you run the ball and don't complete it, the clock keeps going. Seneca Valley has no timeouts, and you have the option of going for the field goal.
Right, so I'm interested to see what they do here. I can't play coach in this situation. I don't know what they're going to do.
Pito out of the gun, split backs in front of him. Single receiver to the near side is the tight end. Beatty, single wide out to the right side as well. Pito out of the gun, wants to throw. Looking for his big target, Beatty in the end zone. Batted away. Clutch defense by Josh McLean as he goes up and takes that one away from A.J. Beatty, who had 2 touchdowns in last week's win over Erie Cathedral Prep.
Well, there you go. They go with the pass, and it was pretty much a goal line fade to the tight end, Beatty. Look at the coverage by McLean. Knocks it down.
Sorry, Beatty with 1 touchdown, a 7-yarder in that victory last week, and now Central Catholic will go for the field goal. 32-yard try here for John Opalco. He's hit from 33 tonight. Opposite hash mark and opposite side of the field this time. Pito the holder. Lines up to the right of his kicker. Big kick here for Opalco. Good snap, good hold. Opalco's kick is up, and his kick is good. Opalco in the clutch again. Splits the uprights for the 2nd week in a row with a big field goal. And let Central Catholic have a little bit of room to breathe as they extend the lead over Seneca Valley 20-14.
Big field goal. Pressure coming in by Seneca Valley. Almost a blocked field goal, and they knew it too. 2 guys stayed on the field down. They knew they had a chance, but Opalco is money. He's now 3 for 3 on field goals this season.
Seneca Valley 3-6 last year after making it to the inaugural Class 6A championship game in 2016. And Ron Butchley, that is, mentioning that was his first season as head coach, and a lot of roster turnover before last year, but the Raiders able to win their final 2 regular season games. Have now won 3 in a row with the victory over Erie Cathedral Prep last week. 8-4 in 2016. Again, the 6A runners-up. They were 5-5 in 2015. Quad A first round. Lost to McKeesport the last year of Quad A. Missed the playoffs in 14 with a 2-7 mark. 9-2 in 2013 before falling in the quarterfinals to the Woodland Hills Wolverines. So 27-24 Seneca Valley in their past 5 seasons. Nowhere near the mark that Central Catholic has put up. But a Seneca Valley program that's on the rise.
This has been a really good game tonight. Now it's going to come down to this final drive for Seneca Valley.
Kicking it off is Opalco. Seen some good returns by Mineweezer. This one kicked to the other side, and it's going to go through the hands and out of bounds at the 1-yard line. Oh, my. Luke Smith couldn't handle it and did not get the luck of the roll for the touchback. Out of bounds at maybe the 2. And Seneca Valley, after that tough end of the last drive on what most likely did not look like the turnover, and now special teams disaster.
Oh, how lucky is he that if he's out of the end zone, if this ball doesn't bounce in the end zone, it's a safety.
Wow.
Because I think he was at about the 1 or the 2-yard line. It hit off of his hands and a little bit off his helmet, rolled out of bounds. They mark it at the 2. Long field ahead for Seneca.
2:07 left in the fourth quarter, 98 yards to go. The Raiders have to find the end zone to keep this night alive, down 20-14. Caden Smithco, the junior in his first start, to the line. Under center. Going to call his own number, trying to get some breathing room, and he pushes out to the 5 before being driven backwards by the Central Catholic defense. Anthony DeFolco in on the play, as well as Gus Sinceri. The good thing, Greg, is you do get some breathing room. The bad thing, though, is the clock's tick, 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 and quick pass underneath. Incomplete. Hayes, the intended target, and he was looking upfield before he tucked the pigskin in.
Now you're going to have 3rd and long. Yeah. Now, if he catches it, he was going to get hit right away, and it would have killed more clock. It might have been an okay thing that he dropped it. Now you have 3rd and 7 on your own 5-yard line. This is danger zone for Seneca.
We've seen the Raiders more than once, though, convert 3rd and long tonight. 3rd and 7 from the 5. Need a conversion here. Off course, 4 down the situation here for the offense. Pump faking. Smithco chucking it downfield and through the hands of the defensive back on that play. Gavin Thompson was looking to put the night away. Jake Stebbins the intended target, but that throw from Smithco way too strong.
If Thompson comes down with it, game over. Shouldn't be too upset about dropping that, though. It's going to be 4th down and long. But, yeah, this ball way overthrown, and Thompson knew it. He should have caught it.
4th and 7 coming up here for the Raiders from their own 5-yard line. 1:38 left, a 20-14 Central Catholic lead. And Seneca Valley, one last breath on this 4th and 7.
I got to punt the ball.
They are going to punt the ball. I'm not sure about this strategy. Winters awaits the snap, steps up, and skies this punt. Takes a strong Seneca bounce, rolls across midfield, and will be downed at the Central Catholic 46. So the Vikings come to the line, but with 1:26 left. Seneca Valley, I don't think has any timeouts left.
I don't think so either. Interesting play call.
I'm perplexed by that one. Might have one timeout left. There's no timeout clock here, and unfortunately I did not track them here through the second half. Vikings come to the line. First and 10 at their own 46. And they're looking to just put this one away. Smithco might be able to get away with taking it. I'm sorry, not Smithco, but Pito's in victory formation. They're going to take a knee here. put a flag on the play because Central Catholic got too many men on the field.
Oh, my.
So that's going to cost them 5, but
It's still first down. Doesn't really hurt them.
I don't know, Greg. I'm still just kind of lost on the punt play.
I am too.
Because Central's just going to take a knee here. Pito does that. And I don't think Seneca Valley has any more timeouts.
Nope, they don't.
So Central Catholic just got to kneel the ball one more time, and safe to say that the fat lady can put the hot dog down and start singing. Central Catholic going to improve to 2-0 here in 2K18. Pito going to run this clock down and have to take one more knee. And he will do that. Central Catholic holds on for another tight victory. But the Vikings 2 for 2 here at the Wolvarena. 24-21 last week over Erie Cathedral Prep, ending the Ramblers' 28-game winning streak, what was the longest streak in the state of Pennsylvania. And now get a hard-fought 6A conference win, 20-14 over Seneca Valley, extending their winning streak over the Raiders now to 7. We'll take a break, be back to wrap this one up. Central Catholic victorious here at the Wolvarena by the final score of 22-14 because it's not last week. They win 20-14 tonight over Seneca Valley due to the Vikings. We'll take a break, be back to wrap it up. You're watching 2018 WPIAL High School Football here on the TribLive High School Sports Network.
380 Discount Warehouse in Murraysville carries a full line of brand new furniture at discount pricing. 380 Discount Warehouse carries Ashley, Liberty, Von Bassett, and Best Home Furniture, and many more. You can special order your furniture at discount pricing. While you're there, shop the many other departments, including tools, automotive, food, pet and wildlife, household goods and cleaning supplies, lawn and garden, and seasonal holiday decor. Visit them on the web at shop380.com or on the road on Route 380 in Murraysville. Open Tuesday through Sunday, 9 to 5. Shop 380 Discount Warehouse and save big.
Excella Health knows how important shoulders, knees, and ankles are to an athlete. Whether you're on the gridiron, under the boards, or walking a balance beam, being on the sidelines is never an option. Excella Health has a trusted team of orthopedic surgeons and athletic trainers right here in Westmoreland County. To learn more about Excella Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, visit them on the web at excellahealth.org. That's excellahealth.org. For the most complete recap of Friday night's high school football action, tune in on your way home from the game to the WPIAL Scoreboard Show, only here on the TribLive High School Sports Network. Hi, this is Don Rebel. Join me in a cast of thousands for all the scores with recaps from the top games, plus we highlight the night on the TribLive Roundtable. That's the WPIAL Scoreboard Show after the game on Friday nights on the TribLive High School Sports Network and at tribhssn.triblive.com.
Back here at the Wolvarena, putting the finishing touches on Central Catholic's 20-14 win over Seneca Valley alongside Craig Finley, Matt Vandriak with you here on the TribLive High School Sports Network. And Craig, the story of this game, 17-14, Central Catholic in the lead. Seneca Valley driving, have the ball at the Central Catholic 44-yard line, first down. And dropping back to pass was Caden Smithco. Looked like with the hard count, he may have got the Central defense to jump. Didn't get the whistle there. Then lost the football. Looked like his arm was going forward, though. And our only turnover of the night pretty much sealed the deal for Central Catholic as they recover the fumble. Big 35-yard pass play to set it up, and then a field goal to make it 20-14 puts it down.
Yep, and yeah, like you said, it looked like he might have thrown the football. His arm definitely went forward. Should have been an incomplete pass possibly, but it wasn't. And Pittsburgh Central Catholic able to win a close one, 20-14. Very impressed with the way Smithco looked today in his first varsity start for Seneca Valley. He played hard. He played really well, and If you're Seneca Valley, hold your head high. You played a good Pittsburgh Central Catholic team today. Just came out a little bit short, losing 20-14.
Let's wrap it up here. Greg, you got the scoring recap for us here on a very exciting night of football here at Woodland Hills.
Yeah, after a 38-yard touchdown from Pito to Thompson that opened up the scoring with 9:29 in the first quarter for Pittsburgh Central Catholic. You see here a response from Seneca Valley. The touchdown pass, 2 yards from Smithco to Smith, makes it 7-7. Off a field goal, making it 10-7. You then get the pitch to Kenneth Blake to make it 17-7. Smithco then a 20-yard touchdown pass to McLean on a slant route, makes it 17-14, and then the field goal to put it away, 20-14. Pittsburgh Central Catholic over Seneca Valley.
So Central Catholic now winning the past 7 games between these schools, 6 in a row in the regular season, as well as the inaugural 6A championship in 2016. And Seneca Valley falls to 1-1. Hard-fought game here tonight, as you mentioned. No shame in this loss because you definitely saw a great game played by Caden Smithco. He played well enough to win, but you'll have Gabe Lawson back next week, and that's a big boost for this Seneca Valley offense, but you definitely know you have a good guy to lean on in Smithco as well. Seneca Valley back home next week. They'll host Cannon McMillan, and then we'll also have a home game against Mount Lebanon in Week 3, so Ron Butchley will not have to take any long bus trips as 2 teams from the South Hills, one from Cannonsburg and one from Mount Lebo, will take the trip up I-79 north. Central Catholic, big game next week at North Allegheny next Friday night, and then the Vikings will host Hempfield in Week 3. Greg, any closing thoughts on this one? A great football game here tonight from the Wolvarena.
An enjoyable football game tonight. You had the 7-7 start. The defenses then took over in the second half. You saw it all unfold. Pittsburgh Central Catholic able to pull it out tonight with that 2014 win.
That's a wrap here from George Novak Field at the Wolvarena. Central Catholic 2-0 in 2K18. They knocked Seneca Valley to 1-1 with a 20-14 win here tonight. For Greg Finley, Matt Vandriak, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it as much as we did bringing it to you. And we appreciate you tuning in and watching WPIAL High School Football 2018 here on the TribLive High School Sports Network.